watch the whole reaction or you're a coward.
Watch the whole, yes, yeah. Trash bin talk. Hello everybody, my name is Raccoon Bro VA, and welcome to a very special and different kind of, reaction, I want to say? Well, as you all know, I was on vacation for a while, but unlike with Dark Souls versus Skyrim, where I just kind of decided, I might as well just move on to the next one, since I don't really know a whole lot about these characters to begin with. In this case, Simone the Digger from Gurren Lagann versus Kyle Rayner, the White Lantern of DC. I had to make an exception, and this is by far one of the biggest, like, passion-fueled matchups in recent memory that the Versus community has ever had, and the fact that it's here, and the fact that it came out the way it is, I knew I had to make some kind of video about it, even though and nobody here, this won't be any of blind reaction for anyone, we all just want to talk about this thing, and this is our excuse too.
Yep. Absolutely.
Hondo.
We're talking about peak today.
Exactly.
Yes. We're talking about absolute cinema.
It's gonna be the Golden
Scorsese
Children.
posing right now.
Yeah, Martin Scorsese
I was
wishes he could make cinema like this.
I was thinking of the edit that someone made where it was Kamina doing the Martin Scorsese absolute cinema.
Oh, that's such a good edit.
Hang on, I think I can find that actually.
Ooh. And by the way, fun fact, I put this in VC Text by Champions, but I have the movie on 4K Ultra HD, and it is as amazing as everyone says, especially the extended final fight at the end of the second one. It's so good.
Oh god, man.
Oh,
anime fight.
Yeah, Steve and I watched that together a little bit after his birthday, and it was a really, really fun way to celebrate. So, I guess since we've already seen this thing, as opposed to asking the usual questions of what are your hopes, who do you guys think is going to win, let's instead discuss what does this matchup mean to you guys. And we'll start from top to bottom, like as you guys appear in the voice chat. So we'll start with you, Behemoth.
Oh, okay. So for me, I remember when this matchup, this matchup when I first heard about it. It was like I think in 2021, and I think by that point I had either already watched Gurren Lagann or heard about it. But suffice to say, it was definitely a very fascinating match to hear the idea of like, oh, we're gonna pit this this character, this anime character against what's essentially like a White Lantern, Kyle Rayner, like that that in terms of face value, and then looking into like the themes / connections for the matchup, it was definitely like very fascinating for the time, considering that a lot of at that point that was like season 8 era, and a lot of us had like just kind of become accustomed to like, oh, Marvel versus DC, and like, oh my god, Marvel versus DC, these two series are so overpowered. So to hear on the offset that there was a matchup that pitted an anime character versus a DC, a high tier DC character, and that it was actually debatable was kind of crazy.
And it wasn't Goku versus Superman.
Exactly, yeah. And then I think either I had watched Gurren Lagann before then or after then, but like it was like, oh my god, like Simone and Gurren Lagann, this is like an amazing anime. This is great. Like this matchup is peak because it just like it perfectly represents what I love about the show.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Gurren Lagann is a fantastic show, and that's a big reason why I was so interested in this. Like, this matchup essentially got me to watch that show back in the day. Like this matchup's been around for a while, and so let's move on to you, Huntimis.
It's been around. Okay, so I hadn't really been super interested in the matchup. Loved the soundtrack, Will to Drill. But then, once it was announced, I was like, oh, cool. And then, when it was fully announced after Chief Slayer, I was like, okay, this sounded pretty cool, so I decided to watch Gurren Lagann. In, like, almost, like, in the span of 3 days.
It is possible.
And I loved it. It's a great anime. And then, just my hype slowly started building more and more, and then eventually the episode came out and loved it.
And
there's I'll talk about this after the episode, but there's something in this episode that means a lot to me. I will talk about it afterwards, though, of course.
looking forward to it. Jonathan, are you able to talk? Because for those who don't know, he's in his car right now, so he might have difficulty saying things. If not, we'll move on to TheCloudedArtist for now.
Hello. So Kyle versus Simone. So a while back, like right when this matchup did get really popular, I did not know about either of these two characters. I was a fan of like some of Trigger's other works like Kill la Kill, but I had not known about Gurren Lagann and about Kyle Rayner. That was until I actually decided to like look into these two. Gurren Lagann was actually a really good experience, and Simone is a character that I really adore because of his, I guess you could say, his willpower to be exact, and just his overall determination. And it really did make me realize, oh, this show is not just hype moments and aura, it's also really phenomenal writing. And
But it is also hype moments and or
Yeah.
good writing.
True.
It is the definition
it.
of like, it's like
There's a-
inspiration
Hey,
of
Trashy.
the show. Hi,
There's a party-
Trashy.
There's a party in here. What's happening?
Yeah, we're making a retroactive reaction for Simone versus Kyle since I was out of town when the episode dropped.
Right.
Do you want to
Oh
join?
yeah, I'm gonna be busy. So
No worries, no
Well,
worries.
so I can't join. I just wonder what's in here. Yeah, good luck. Have you seen it? Fully seen it? Or-
yeah, we've all seen it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This-
Then I'll
everyone,
take my leave then.
everyone,
Yeah.
this is the classic Stan Lee trashy cameo for the Judgement
Yes.
reactions.
Hell yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Well, Excelsior, I will see you all later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We'll eventually get a more verbose cameo, a la his Mallrats appearance.
Yeah.
Did you finish your thoughts, TheCloudedArtist?
Not yet, but as for Kyle, I read most of Kyle's like comics, or at least his appearance in the comics, and I'm gonna be real, Kyle is just my favorite Green Lantern because of not just his artistic like imagination, because I love art. Art is one of my greatest passions, but also just his story, his character arc, and like his struggles all are so like beautifully written. And I think like between these two characters, this matchup really is just perfect for both of them, and it's always been in my top 10, and just this episode is it's really amazing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting more into detail about that as well. And
Yeah.
Jonathan, are you able to talk a little bit?
Oh yeah, I can say something now. Gurren Lagann is like one of my all-time. I don't have as much to say, but Gurren Lagann is one of my favorite anime of all time. I don't know much about Kyle Rayner, and I was never really fully sold on the matchup like other people were. But I never had anything against it because any matchup that had Simone in it that could actually play off of his mech and like maybe not necessarily like requiring a mech of their own, it's good on me because Simone is just that.
Yeah, I have a hard time imagining any possible mech versus mech fight involving Simone that isn't just a monstrously unfair shit stop for him.
I mean, yeah, oh, that's what happens when Gurren Lagann, like the second to last form grosses the size of fucking universes.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to the fact where I assumed that Kyle was gonna win because DC, but then not just the episode, but also the G1 prediction blog, like pretty much gave all points to Simone.
15-0 was the final tally.
It was the final tally, but like
Kyle
they
didn't get a single vote. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
Kyle
they
got
did it-
nobody.
At the very least, they did openly acknowledge that, like, even though it was 15-0, it was like still a very close call.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
why.
absolutely. It was just a shock. It's just a shocker and like easy to meme.
Yeah, that's why I think it's important to like get weighted scores across. That's why I like the way Josh Scorcher looks at it with the results, as opposed to just saying, "Oh, this person is stronger, so we're gonna like color in the whole thing for strength for this person." I like the idea of having it only like a part way or like a little bit of a ways, like to get across like how much stronger, like if you catch my drift.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
And-
I think I know what you mean.
And my boy Steve, give us let us what has been eating away at you. What do you have to say about this thing?
Fuck, I got too much to say.
Yeah, I guess
So-
I guess try to keep it as like much to like from before this episode came out, like what it's meant to you.
So, I heard about this matchup through Carrick before I learned truly about these two characters, and the way it was described to me was, oh, this is a spite matchup for DC. And then, because at that time, DC was on its ridiculous win streak against non-Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And then, more and more, I'm just hearing stuff and seeing people's reaction. They're like, no, this is actually like a pretty hype episode. So, I then decided when it was like officially announced to be on the Kickstarter, all right, I'm gonna try to learn a bit about Kyle Rayner. So I did. I watched the comic historian video on the White Lantern. Rest in peace. Today is actually a year ago today he died.
Man.
So rest
Yeah.
in peace.
Rest in peace.
Big out.
And that video is fucking phenomenal. It made me love Kyle Rayner. And then I watched Gurren Lagann. And like many others who have been on this journey, that shit is peak. And
Yeah.
Simon, I've never seen a character go from like, oh, scrawny little nobody, ain't shit, to literally the GOAT. He is up there. So that made me super excited for this episode because I was just like, oh, this fight is going to hit like crack, man.
It
He's
really
not
is
the goat.
one of the greatest like character glow ups in the history of media. Is
Yeah.
Simon's
No,
character
history
arc.
of fiction. History of fiction.
He's-
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not the goat.
I mean, same
He's
difference, I guess.
the goat.
Yes.
Digo. I think if anything, what really really made me appreciate the matchup more was just like the spotlight that it gave to both characters, because like obviously there is something to be said about like how like all the people who like checked out Gurren Lagann because of this episode, like that's cool. But it's kind of like how Clouded was talking about earlier, where it's like it's cool to see how much of a spotlight this gave Kyle, because for those who may not know, Kyle is not really the Lantern that gets the most attention nowadays. That usually goes to Lanterns like Hal or John. So the fact that we have a matchup that gives a spotlight to a pretty underrated DC character, and one that a lot of people really do like, that's what always clicked with me about the matchup.
Mm-hmm.
And now Kyle's
so
getting a new
true.
comic run.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
That
You gotta-
curse goes crazy.
I like how
Kyle announced-
I like how
A new
people
comic-
described this matchup as us like finding a way to shadow sneak Kyle onto the show, because otherwise he has absolutely no business being on a show like Death Battle.
But yeah.
So it is
just-
great to see him
Imagine if the
on.
Death Battle actually gets loosely referenced in his new DC comic run.
Well, yeah, because he would know about Gurren Lagann, so he's just like, man, I can't believe I lose to Simon. I need
Oh.
to get stronger.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna add
Yeah.
something to be like, by the way, I went from 3Ds to like 57Ds in the span of 2 seconds, so my potential is like
Yes,
that much
sir.
better.
Yes,
Yeah, no.
Act-
But this
But at least Kyle Rayner is a playable character in Lego Batman 3. He's
Yeah.
not anywhere in the story, but you can play as him.
here.
White Lantern specifically. It's White Lantern.
Yeah, White
too.
Lantern.
White Lantern, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, funnily enough,
I
he
call
also
him
did-
Kyle Rayner, and Lego Batman 3 cannot stop me.
No.
True. And funnily enough, I think Kyle got his White Lantern powers back not too long ago. So, yeah, I like associating Kyle with the White Lantern overall.
He is the White Lantern 100%. And he's
Yeah.
hot take. I know. Should have never lost the powers.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you think he'd get in trouble if he said, guys, I got my white power back?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, that would,
Which is crazy
definitely
because he's
be awkward.
Latino too.
That sounds like a solid JJ scary.
Yeah, that we probably would do that. No, guys, it's okay. I'm not white, but I am white. It's not. It's a real Ruby leads Team Ruby situation of confusing.
Yeah.
By the way, we were talking about how great Simon is. I always think of this ProZD video. Like, it's the best, like, summary of his character.
I don't know about this, guys. I'm scared. I don't want to do it. I'm too scared.
This guy fucking sucks. No, he gets better.
I'm scared. I'm gonna run away.
Don't run away, Benji-kun. We need you. Are you kidding? Fuck this guy. Okay, he's pretty bad right now, but he gets way better. The Benji you knew is long gone, Tomoko. You can count on me. I won't abandon my friends ever again. You gotta trust me on this.
Oh, I'm gonna pee my pants. I'm so scared.
Okay, well, right now, this guy fucking sucks.
Now I'm peeing and pooping my pants because I'm so scared.
Just wait till episode 50.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That really is what it feels like, because I had seen Gurren Lagann already when I showed it to Steve, and I'm really glad that we watched it like over webcam, so that, because there would have been so many moments where I'm like just like he would like see me giving like looks where I'm clearly waiting for a reaction from him, like when we're about to get to a big moment, especially for things like for the first few episodes, we'd constantly been talking up Kamina, and I led into that too. It's like, dude, Kamina is the best, right? And he's like, hell yeah, he's so cool.
He is the go.
It was
He's awesome.
I don't know if you guys have seen.
Kamina's my favorite character, and also Kyle Haybear's best role this side of Richter or Bend. Don't at me.
Hell yeah. But we even met Kyle Abear at the fan expo, while we were watching it, and we talked about how cool Kamina is, and he was like, hell yeah, he is the best. But I made sure to tell him specifically that we were on like episode 5 or 6, because like
he didn't spoil it for me. Shout out to Kyle Abear, he's a G.
Yeah, because I think it was like pretty much.
Speaking of other Gurren Lagann actors, did you know that Michelle Ruff actually got to record a video rooting for Simon for his death battle?
Oh, nice.
Really?
Did he? That shit. Where's the link?
Yeah,
where's the link?
If we could play that.
I can't give the link right now, but just look on Ruff death battle, or like it was linked on the G1 prediction blog. I know that.
I didn't mean to say Moishel.
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 Moishel Woofy.
All right, let's I guess Google. I'm not seeing it. Oh, Yoko's. Here we go.
Yeah.
Simone, believe in yourself, even if no one else does. I know you can do this. Fight the power.
Nice.
Let's go.
Yoko mentioned.
Also,
my wife.
I wasn't expecting a blonde Michelle Ruff on my timeline. That's fun.
Bro.
Yes. Oh man. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else? Yes, when we got, so he had no idea that Kamina died super early in the show, but like if we'd been like watching it in the same room together, he probably would have been looking at me, looking at him, be like, what, Carrick? Is something bad about to happen?
Carrick, why are you looking? No, I was thinking he was going to die because he kisses Yoko, and then like he does die, but then he comes back to life, and I'm like, my goat never dies. Then he dies again, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Kiss of death.
Yeah,
it's like you think he died, but then he gets like one last punch, wins the fight, and then dies. That is exactly supposed to do a death for Kamina. That was perfectly handled.
Oh yeah.
He could have only gone out like that. If there was like any other way, I would have been more pissed.
Yeah. Also, during
and like,
my
to be
watching
fair,
of
even at the beginning of Gurren Lagann, like you kind of know that Simon becomes another Kamina, because literally the first scene takes place in like the future, where we see I mean obviously first timers won't know it right away, but that's supposed to be like an adult Simon, much more confident. That we see that before we see child Simon.
Yeah, it's a classic. I'm Deku, and this is how I became the greatest hero, or the #1 hero.
Eddie,
right.
The difference is never mind. I'm not going here. We're talking
yeah, we'll wait until they inevitably bring Deku back on the show.
Yeah, and files, baby.
Yeah, probably Deku versus Miles.
Deku versus Miles,
baby.
Deku versus Hulk. Yeah, let's go. Everyone, we're
Yeah.
pleased to announce that Hulk versus Godzilla has been canceled in favor of the much more fan appreciated Deku versus Hulk 2, even though we haven't made a first one.
Wait, what happened to Deku versus Hulk? What happened to Deku versus Hulk 1? Well,
We didn't talk about
it's
it.
such a beloved
Talk about
matchup,
it.
we're doing it twice.
It's like, oh no, you don't understand. Deku vs. Hulk 2 is so powerful that it transcends the first one and just becomes a sequel.
World War 5.
Exactly.
This war so big it skips 3 and 4.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, real quick, since we've been talking for a while, when I watched Gurren Lagann specifically because of this matchup, and that was a very bad mindset for me at the time to be doing that, because like I'm pretty sure I watched this like around 2019 or something. It was a long time ago, and I just like left it kind of confused. Like it felt a bit too esoteric for me, and like I was just thinking the whole time, how the hell would they even do this fight? Like there's like a million pilots by the end of it. There's no way they'd be able to coordinate that, and I was just like, just overall confused. I was really, really glad I had the chance to rewatch it with Steve, because like it gave me a much, much better appreciation for the show, and I am in total agreement with you guys. It really is just one of the best anime of all time, and Simone is...
Thankfully, I watched it before I even entered the Death Battle community, so let alone before I heard of Simone versus Kyle. And also, fun fact, my senior recital, it was literally the last thing I could do before graduating with my BA in 3 majors, like for my undergrad. The last thing I did, like the closer to my senior recital, was a piece I composed that was heavily inspired by Liberium Yukuto.
Oh,
I love it that much.
Nice,
I literally
nice.
wrote a song inspired by Gurren Lagann's soundtrack.
So, yeah.
And I still really want to remake it.
Oh, hey,
Like, remake it.
If you do, I think it would be great to hear. Maybe we can have a piece like that. Hey, I know you already edit for my videos. How would you feel about composing music for them as well?
I wouldn't mind as long as you pay me extra.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. We'll talk later. So
Yeah.
all right, yeah. So moral of the story: Gurren Lagann is a lot more than the funny numbers dimensional tiering show. You can't go into it with that mindset. It is all about being an inspiration of how we can always be a better version of ourselves, no matter what kind of odds we're faced with. It is like, it takes the whole believe in yourself motif, like as cliche as that sounds, and makes it even more layered, because like there are people who will be on your side, but even when they are, you still have to believe in yourself, and there is always going to be a little piece of you that does, even if you don't know it. So you have to believe in that version of you that believes in you, not just the people around you that believe in you. I know that sounds really stupid and wordy, but it is beautiful. It is beautiful in context, and
yeah,
it's why so many people love this show. And plus the fact that it's animated by the people who would go on to make Studio Trigger helps a lot too with the personality.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe it's the same studio that made Kill la Kill, right?
That's true. Yes.
The same people that worked on Gurren Lagann founded the studio that made Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
Because Gurren Lagann was made by produced by Gainax, and like I think it was like one of the directors or producers for Gurren Lagann would go on to make Studio Trigger, and like it gets a little weird because like apparently there's like a Triggerverse which like Gurren Lagann connects to, like, you know, Kill la Kill and Little Witch Academia and like all the other Trigger properties, but basically yeah, that's kind of like the idea.
Yeah, we get the Triggerverse like team up movie, and then everyone's like, okay, Simone, we'll just hang out back here. You let us know when you're done.
You got this,
Oh man, that'd be so cool to like imagine that.
The only way to do that movie properly is like Simone's like, all right, I'm ready to fight, and then fucking Anti-Spiral shows up again, and he goes, all right, y'all deal with the main front, I'll deal with him.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just kind of thinking like how Ryuko has like the Scissor Blade alumni mode. If she gave that to like Gurren Lagann while he's massive and just like it's a giant scissors that that'd be so funny.
Wait a minute, let this man cook. Holy shit.
That'd be so cool, would it not?
Meanwhile,
awesome.
Ryuko. what's the girl's name from Little Witch Academia? I haven't seen that show yet.
Akko, I think.
Yeah, Akko's like, Simone, you're doing great. Simone's like, I'm doing everything. And then I think Ryuko would be missing Link in that scene. Don't worry, guys, I got this.
Come on, guys, let's take this kid down.
Okay, all right. So it's time. It is time.
Yeah.
Full screen, baby.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
Okay. I gotta know how many people. I was expecting it fully like a sprite-ish episode, like Carnage versus Lucy or Ma versus Tatsumaki. I could never predicted we'd be getting another hand-drawn episode.
Oh yeah.
We're getting 2 hand-drawn episodes back.
I mean, it does have sprites in it technically with like the Balrog construct.
Okay,
But it's only like
Jonathan. Here's my response to that. When my definition of sprite-ish is it takes a bit more than that, because by that logic, we would have to say that Lion King 2019 is a live-action hybrid movie, because there was one actually live-action shot at the very beginning of the movie when the sun was rising. So by that logic, we would have to say that it's a live-action animated hybrid film, which it is not.
Man.
So I'm just saying.
Well, to be fair, Disney's calling it a live-action movie just so they could like try and justify paying CGI workers less money.
Yeah, but yeah, my point is, at the end of the day, hand-drawn episodes go hard on this show. Tom versus Wily is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Rayner, the White Lantern. 2 men born of Earth with the willpower.
I like how they brought back the titles back, even if their deliveries were a little clunky. I'm glad that they're actually back.
Yeah, I was gonna say that about this too. The one thing I feel like has been lacking in recent episodes is the introductions. Like I like when they actually say what the connections of the characters are for people who aren't as familiar with them, and it feels like we kind of like lost the plot with that a little bit. It's just like Simone, Kyle, these two use imagination, and then they just go right into he's whizzing on boomstick. It's like, well, wait a minute, that doesn't get me hyped up. So this is a lot of this feels a lot more
Especially
organic.
with the editors making like the hardest motion graphics and backgrounds of all time just for them to not even be used for like a full second.
Dude, Joker versus Giorno pisses me off so much because of that. Joker's appears for like less than a fraction of a second. You could barely make it out.
Yeah, like what the heck is going on there?
So that does piss me off, yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, it's a little annoying.
We'll move on from that episode before we get Steve ranting on it.
Yep. Move on.
I kept my mic muted for a reason.
Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Deep underground, Jiha village lived in dreary isolation.
But my explanation for Balrog being sprites is that it adds more to Kyle being a total nerd, so that's why he chose to make it sprite looking.
Oblivious to the wider world above their squalid cave. That's where the hero of our story comes in. The
Kamina!
Lead his comrades into the sunlight at last. Kamina, the
I really love the way that this analysis is framed.
Another mother, Simone. He was there too, I guess. Simone was
not as cool.
And
I love the pronounce Simone. I'm glad they like specified that.
Currently.
Yeah, it's like Simone. I see your moan. Okay.
Inspired by Captain Harlock. That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's a deep cut. Yeah, I wouldn't have expected them to.
Moan. Oh.
I mean, to be fair, everyone's doing that by the time they finish Gurren Lagann because it's that good of a show.
True.
True.
I had to do laundry several times.
And, well, this analysis is pretty brilliantly framed, as we're going to see going forward.
Dirt, until the day he found the core drill. A key that activated the mysterious buried mech that Kamina named Lagan. Under his magnificently masculine leadership, Kamina finally drilled their way to freedom, seeing the sun after a life in the dark.
But the sky was by no means the limit. The surface was ruled by the cruel chimeric beastmen, and Kamina would lead his compatriots against them to reclaim the earth.
Like they're really just like drilling into it so much.
Yeah.
I saw what you did there.
Brotherly bond.
I didn't even mean to. Oh, that moment is so funny, by the way. Come on, we're gonna.
Oh yeah, when they first combine,
we're gonna combine. Yeah. They're combining. They're combining, and it just like smashes him on top of his head, and it's so anticlimactic.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know what. Yeah.
It's like, why did we think this would work?
Think about it.
Like,
and then there's that one part where Female tries to combine and Kamina just swats him away and says, "No, fuck you."
Yeah, you gotta combine with style, Simone.
Yeah, this isn't your typical fusion dance, man. It takes a little bit more spunk. All right.
Yeah.
Of all the giant fighting robots in all the animes across history, Gurren Lagann might just be the absolute coolest, fueled by its pilot's willpower and capable of.
I was half expecting Andrew to bust into this VC and be like, did somebody say mech show?
Andrew fucking invades the server just to talk about Gundam.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Andrew is my real life friend who is a Gundam expert, the biggest one I know.
Weapon they can imagine,
including missiles, a jetpack, a sunglasses boomerang, and of course,
drills, wrist-mounted drills, kunai drills, shield drills, kamehameha drills, and everyone's favorite, the Giga Drill Breaku. It's so funny that the only thing they could think of was drills. That's like if
I wonder what
made
show that
booze or
was.
something, my whole personality. What up?
Yeah, I'm glad they brought back the Boomsticks 99 bottle stand.
Yeah, 99 bottles.
Yeah. Even if it was
99 bottles making the best cameos.
Also, Blackbeard versus K-Rool confirmed.
No.
Kamina laid waste.
Sorry, the One Piece fan in me came
out. Yeah, Steve, how do you feel about that matchup?
It's not good. Continue.
All right.
I like Blackbeard versus K-Rool because it's funny.
But this isn't funny though.
Was that supposed to happen?
Yeah.
Nope. And it was all Simone's fault. He let his willpower waver, and his soul brother paid the price.
Yeah.
After all, he was just
Dude
a humble
was
digger
fucked up
at
after
home in the
this.
darkness, guided solely by the light.
It took him
so well.
So
to
his
get out
big
of this
bro
funk.
left him
Yeah,
with these
yeah.
final
He was in
words.
a bad
Have
funk.
faith in the Simone who believes in you.
See, that's how you make a death matter, like having it actually affect the characters around you. It's
Yeah.
why even though Kamina wasn't around for that long, that it just goes to show how much of an impact he left on everyone, including the audience.
It took like 3 episodes for Simone and Yoko to like talk about it to each other.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like it was straight up uncomfortable for a while, the tension between them. Like if it wasn't for Nia, like I don't know, like if they would like she kind of became the heart of the show at that point.
Yeah, because
wonderful.
Because it was that after Kamina's death that Simone, like, literally the episode afterwards, it wasn't just that, like, he became, like, irrational and, like, started throwing himself into fights. Like, no, he was actually, like, starting beef between his teammates.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it would have been bad if not for Nia.
Yeah, he was not doing good.
Rasu!
That's why she's the greatest wife in the universe.
I'm looking up to him the whole time. It was Simone who found Logon, Simone who pierced the surface, and Simone who would now lead humanity to victory.
It's pretty cool. It's kind of like what they did for Cloud's analysis with the whole like Zack twist.
Yeah. Although I think it was done a lot better.
Good analysis. Fight me.
Yeah. Look, Jonathan, I'm willing to concede on that. I still think Link's analysis was done better in the first episode.
I agree with you. I will concede on that.
Especially with his gal
Nia.
Nia at his side,
Yeah.
who helped pull him out of his rut and kick Lord Genome's ass.
Nia.
But victory only lasted 7 years.
Man, Lord Genome is such a cool character.
He is a very fascinating character.
I hope this isn't a spoiler for those who haven't seen the movie, but there's a hacking scene that he has that is completely added in the film, and it is freaking hilarious. And like Lord
It's so funny because it just randomly happens, and we're just laughing the entire time. Like, what the fuck are we watching?
Yeah, like I won't spoil it for those who haven't seen the movie, but seriously, check it out if you haven't. It's still worth it even if you've seen the show. In fact, you owe it to yourself to watch the movie if you've seen the show.
Yeah, do it for Simon. Do it for Kamina.
I'll try.
Unimaginably powerful godlike aliens, the anti-spiral feared humanity's potential.
George Max
What they
be
dubbed
like
the
the moon.
spiral nemesis.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gurren Lagann runs on fighting spirit? Turns out that's just a manifestation of spiral power, an energy that all spiral beings, like humans, have. That's right, the laws of physics run on
Chutzpah.
Just as the spiral turned inward represents endless obsession and madness, the spiral turned outward spins forever into
Yeah, shout out to Junji Ito.
infinity, the perfect representation of humanity's evolutionary potential.
Potential Simon would use as he led Team Dai Gurren across the multiverse to take the fight to the anti-spiral.
So one of the best designed villains ever. It's so brilliant.
He looks really cool.
This entire video has just been us glazing Gurren Lagann as it deserves.
Pretty much.
Just that good of a show, honestly. It
Yeah.
really is.
See, this is where the preview ended, and we're like, man, they went through part 1 pretty quickly, but then this is how it ended, and we're like, oh, wait a minute, I see what they're doing, because now they have to talk about this shit.
Dimensional tiering, baby! They finally go in depth with it!
Even Bill versus Discord didn't.
It was definitely like one of the gripes that I did
mean,
have
they
with
at
the
least
episode. How
mentioned
quickly.
dimensional tiering in like the black boxes during.
Yeah, briefly.
But
They
then again, at
briefly
the
did,
same time, I still stand that it kind of needed to be like discussed out loud, just so the results felt more cogent, more.
I do.
Well,
felt
granted,
easier to understand.
With
I
Bill
do find
versus
it-
Discord though,
yeah.
it kind of like that fight. If anything, didn't really matter in terms of who ended up being more powerful. Because like both, like it's as the episode itself says, both characters can almost come back from anything. So it kind of just came down to who had the weight to permanently put down the other.
Yeah, essentially. But with this,
I understand that, but like the black boxes were still trying to, they were still trying to argue that Discord was less powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
in a
Like,
case like
ultimately-
this, you literally cannot comprehend how powerful these two are without bringing up the dimensions.
Absolutely,
Especially, especially since it's a core part of Simon's story too.
And especially since like they were giving Kyle like the life equation and the source wall, which the former you can honestly argue is like non-standard, but you can also argue against it.
Yeah.
And the latter, I'm pretty sure that is where like that is just like dimensional tiering, but specifically for Kyle Rayner.
Oh, I loved the meme going into it. It's like, what the fuck? How'd you get through my wall? A wall's a wall, and I got a drill.
Such a funny meme. It's like, how does he get through the source wall? It's a wall. He's got a drill. Trust.
The drill.
And I love how that was a joke, but it turned out to be true.
What happened in the episode?
Ends up happening.
Channeling spiral power
Nice
lets you
argument.
constantly
However, the
adapt to
indomitable
threats.
human spirit.
Nice complex ability, dipshit. Now check this out.
This shit out,
Yeah.
And then John, the storyboard artist, put that into a secret scene.
Yeah.
Connect portals to different realities.
Yeah, he made an entire separate animation just for fun, like with entire separate storyboards just for fun, despite never being intended for the final animation. What a Chad!
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did it for Gojo versus Makima, Joker versus Giorno. I love when he does stuff like that.
Oh yeah, the one for Joker vs. Giorno is hilarious. Where Giorno's like, "Wait, maybe I should go restart Passione."
Honestly, I feel like that would have been such a good thing to include as like an aftermath animation. I feel like people would have liked that.
Dimensions. He can generate force fields, absorb energy attacks, and even merge Gurren Lagann with bigger and stronger machines.
Creating the Arc Gurren Lagann, which is strong enough to shatter space
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When we got to this, Steve and I got to this scene. I was like, oh, yeah, we're already punching through space and time. And we still have like 10 episodes left.
It was like we have like 7 episodes left. We haven't even got to taking Topin. We haven't got to like needing the anti-spiral properly. And then they just do this. And we were like, and I was like,
So
did they
funny.
just shatter space and time? And then they say, like a minute later, oh my god, they just shattered space and time.
Yeah, just to really really get it through your head, for those who didn't know what was going on. We just happened to like live in, like, relish in this kind of environment that we already knew.
We're just like, oh shit.
And
Oh, we going deep with this one.
The best part
We're
is,
going crazy.
because it had been so long, I had completely forgotten about this moment. So I was just as surprised as Steve when we saw it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't
Time with a punch.
Or the Super Galaxy
It's
Gurren
so
Lagann,
ridiculous,
which can
I
fire
love
lasers
it.
That are fast enough to hit, and I quote, all time, space, and dimensions, all within a Planck instant.
I fucking love this text. Like, it's so satisfying. Like, I know that, I think DJ and Max both edited this episode, so I'm just gonna say props to both of you guys, since I don't know specifically.
It's the smallest unit of time physically possible.
Meaning each laser would have to be moving 4.6 times
Oh,
10
here's
to
the best part.
17th power times faster than light.
Yay! He did it!
Well, looks like this wins the award for fastest calculated speed feat in our show's history. Congratulations, Gurren Lagann.
Move over.
Yeah, oh, yeah, this is a very, very well done.
Wonder Woman, Shadows, Superman again.
Superman Returns. Yeah.
That's, Dr. Fate,
Dr. Fate.
Darkseid.
That's Darkseid. Yeah.
Darkseid, and then Megaman.exe.
Crazy
Yeah,
to think
EXE.
that Megaman.exe was at 1 point faster than DC.
And then SpongeBob.
Like, at least
with
going
the-
off of the show's logic.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Honestly,
boy.
And what's even funnier, they didn't even need to put in that speed feed because they put Simone at immeasurable speed anyway. So I'm pretty sure they just did that. So it feels like they just did that to flex.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, well, we got that godlike visual of all the zeros like going into a drill like spiral.
Yeah.
Like
I also
honestly,
just love.
that would have been
Wiss's,
reason enough
line
just to
delivery.
include it.
That was a really good shot, yeah.
Yeah.
Wiss's line delivery on just like like right before he says the number, and then as he's saying that, it's just so funny.
Oh yeah, right here.
Oh god, he just
Meaning
The blah,
each
blah,
laser
blah.
would have to be moving 4.6 times 10 to the 117th power times faster than light.
Yeah, just shattering reality around it too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love the detail that Samus is just there by default because she was the first
Yeah.
winner.
First
Yeah.
character,
So true.
And also, I find it hilarious that Shadow is on there, even though he lost the episode. They just didn't give Vegeta any calculations in it.
I mean, they had planet level Vegeta versus like town level durability Shadow, so
Yeah.
I think that checks out.
Oh well.
I didn't even remember that like Wonder Woman or Shadow got like anything for speed.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. I think that what they said was that Wonder Woman was placed at hypersonic or supersonic, and Shadow also got like some sort of hypersonic speed. I think I'm not sure.
But,
hey,
yeah.
Train is right next to me.
Sure, something like that. Also, I'm just gonna say, if people hadn't pointed it out, I never would have guessed that that's Darkseid because I have no idea what the fuck is going on in this image.
Yeah, that's a really
I
yeah.
didn't
What is
recognize
that?
Dr. Fate and Darkseid.
I would have sooner guessed it was Goliath because like that kind of looks like a wing there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Can you
I can kinda
imagine if
see
they
it.
actually had Goliath faster than Darkseid goes? So.
Yes, I would have loved that.
That'd be amazing.
Like, if you just go off of Thor's first episode, then, like, John Galvane would be stronger than Thor by getting out of lunch.
I mean, yeah.
Like, he is scaling.
Oh, I love that the entire Team Daiguren is on there too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good
that
test.
warms my heart.
Yeah. Also,
the family is here.
yeah. But Viral is the best character. Don't at me.
Viral's
Yeah,
my
Viral's
girl.
great.
Yeah, I
Viral's
love
great.
Viral.
He's another character that got a huge glow up after the time skip.
So
Yup.
anyone,
And
if
Regal
anyone,
West Raw, by the way.
If anyone pronounces his name as Viral, I will.
Viral? I'm sorry. What did you say, Jonathan?
I will make you viral. I will make you go viral with this sickness I have in my pocket.
What did you say before that, Jonathan?
I said, viral is Sam Riegel's best performance.
Oh, good choice. Good choice.
And I didn't even include a tail character this time, so you know I'm being based here.
Well, because Steve recognized him for Persona 4, so that's why it was jarring.
It's like it goes from the shit roll of Teddy to viral.
In all time, space, and dimensions, from the near past to the near future. Trust us, we know what we're talking about.
Number of enemies across infinite universes.
God,
you literally cannot calculate how fast that is. But it wasn't enough to save the
It's like I said.
Fred.
They put him at immeasurable speed anyway.
They really just did that to flex. I love it.
They
Absolutely did the flag.
The mess with SpongeBob.
Labyrinth. An attack
Labyrinth.
Oh no, he got hit by Requiem. Run!
His own unique multiverse, forced to experience an infinite number of alternate realities that controlled his mind.
I'm gonna say this now. Infinite Labyrinth. I think that's probably my favorite episode of the show.
That's so good. It's so fucking good.
It's really good.
Permanently arresting him in a
such a cool concept, and even though
I love how it technically gets like a soft reference in the fight. That's like my favorite part of the animation.
Yeah. It's like honestly, because like even though it only lasts like an episode, it's like it's such a fascinating idea. And I guess my only complaint is that I wish we could have like explored the other realities a little bit more, because it's one of those things where you're like, oh man, there's so much storytelling potential there.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we only see like Simone's perspective. Like, I don't think we fully see the other.
Yeah, we see a bit of Yoko's, and then we get we get glimpses of everyone else's, and Viral's is fucking sad. Like I felt really bad for him.
Man, yeah.
I was like, man, he got a free ran looking wife and everything.
Simone and his spiral power are just built different.
Stuff is kind of fucked up. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, dude, yeah, this moment as well. We were very glad that they kept it in the movie. Like, when'd you get taller than me, bro?
When'd you get taller than me?
Yeah.
I love symbolism.
By his bro, Simone absorbed that whole multiverse to escape.
What makes this even more impressive?
This was something I was especially baffled by.
Yeah, this also the fact that there was a radio drama. That's the kind of thing where you're like, wait, really? Like what a deep cut to reference.
That audio drama unironically puts Gurren Lagann at Outerversal.
And like, isn't it in Japanese? So like they would have had to like translate it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, we finally have a consistently understandable definition of Outerversal. Thank you, G1 Prediction Blog.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank God. Simone absorbed a higher dimensional structure.
Yeah, those are the little glimpses that we got to see.
Battles is still gonna get it wrong, but at least it's easier for
Virals.
people less versed brain to digest.
See, I know she's an animal person, but doesn't she kind of look like an elf that you would see in Free Ren?
Yeah, I can kind of see it.
I can see that.
Christ. Fucking finish Free Ren.
What do you mean finish Free Ren? I'm an anime watcher.
I hate you.
I still did Free Run.
Oh yes, I'm very happy anytime they bring back the Board of Wisdom.
Yeah, the Board of Wisdom.
Dimensions is basically infinite.
Yeah. Oh, there's.
Oh yeah, this art is so good.
Oh, also, did anyone catch on to the Easter eggs from the board of that are shown in the Board of Wisdom?
Oh, it should be here soon. Also, wait, hold on, what's going on here?
Look at it, bro. You're right. It's Springtrap. It's not.
Oh my. Oh, hello.
Oh, is it?
Hi, Springtrap.
Springtrap on the right.
That's one of my.
Oh, it is. It is him.
Yeah. Look at that.
r/Jeff.on matchup's favorite character of all time.
Remind me, please. I was there for all that.
Junko versus Springtrap is one of my favorite matchups in the like it's hilarious to talk about because I saw a version of that gymnastics, the mental gymnastics meme where it's like Junko has to go through all this stuff to like get past all the all of Springtrap's crazy minions and soul stuff or whatever, and then for Springtrap it's just like, oh look, a single Monokuma touches it, then the whole screen goes black and jittery, like, ah! Because that's all he needs to win.
That really just is how it is with that matchup.
I gotta just say it. I do not like Junko versus Springtrap. I
don't think anybody does.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Hey,
The next tier was Infinite, and then just a second later.
Oh, hey guys, look, it's the Scuttlebug.
Frame by frame.
Scuttlebug.
Yeah, I hope this means that we're going
Scuttlebug.
to talk about parallel universes in Mario 64.
Infinite.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, the Scuttlebug.
Oh, the Scuttlebug killed him.
Bump.
Yeah,
That was the swamp.
I assume you guys all know what I'm referencing with the Scuttlebug.
Yeah.
I know what you're.
It was a reference I only just learned about recently, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, I only know about it because of, so Mario, how did you come back after defeating Darkon? And then Mario
To
just
answer
says,
that, we gotta talk about parallel universes.
oh my god, wait, hold on, wait, that was actually a really good impression. That sounded just like him. That's hilarious.
Thus, an infinite gap in size and scope.
Wow.
Also, did anyone catch the swamp?
Yeah. Yes, we did.
Yeah, behold the king.
Long live the king. Also, that might have just been that probably was just supposed to be an atom. I might have just been projecting the Mario 64 model onto it. I love that they present it like a drill too.
What? Or just
what?
Imagine a two-dimensional.
The boomsticks delivery there is perfect.
And the world we live in is three-dimensional. See, it's on a plane. There are solid bodies with length and width.
Interacting with a
What would happen here?
Fucking phenomenal.
This edit is really good.
Wow.
It's really good, yeah.
You stand
Yeah,
over
it's
them and
good.
trample them? They're two-dimensional, so the bullets won't fly here. Even the strongest army corps of a two-dimensional world would be nothing more than that. That's wild to think about.
person.
Okay, that's not too far off from what actually happened.
Because when Simon absorbed the multiverse labyrinth, he merged
Woo.
with every alternate universe version of himself, including an alternate universe Simon who was writing his own alternate universe version of Gurren Lagann.
God, what is this Looney Tunes crap?
And that author's spiral power made his fictional Simon real.
It's like what happened at the end of Sonic for Hire. Like
when they meet the creators.
Yeah, it's like, no, we're the creators of the show, but we're not the creator in the show. What?
I mean,
It's so wild.
Say what?
They're just like, holy shit, it worked. They're here.
Another to the mix.
Wait, if every human being has spiral power...
I'm gonna write the season 10 review for Nate to come to the real world and see if that works.
Oh joy! Oh joy!
I'll Sammy classic Sonic fan.
Wait, why would you spoil that though?
No, I mean, it's something I'm considering. I'm not guaranteeing it's gonna happen.
Okay,
that would be funny.
I have no idea how I would visually get that across.
Another to the mix.
No, imagine for your season 10 review, you have Nate ascend to heaven and kill God.
He just becomes Spawn.
Yes.
Oh,
that's what you gotta do, Spawn Rider now.
It's time for me to ascend, and God is just the CEO of YouTube.
No. Nate says something like, "Hey, can I be real with you for a second?" And then it just
Sure.
cuts to you.
Yeah, like wearing a blue hoodie and the bandana.
Yes, that's what you need to do.
Yeah,
Alright.
that'll be perfect.
I'm a lot more pale in real life. Weird.
Am I blonde?
Oh no!
Human being has...
Oh my god.
No, I'm an Italian man. This isn't right.
Spiral power? You're telling me we can all do this shit?
This all
I just noticed.
Oh my gosh, Sammy classic Sonic fan.
I paused at him earlier. How did you just notice him?
Yeah.
All right. Also, was this in the original video?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
We're getting Toho. Let's go.
It looks at it in. Looks at it in.
Who is
Yeah.
that?
Oh, by the way, fun fact: Sammy classic Sonic
I got
fan
no clue.
actually attended a college in the city I grew up in.
Oh, fun.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's hard for me. I honestly don't want to look up a picture of what he looks like now because I feel like that would ruin the legacy that he left behind as a child. Because I don't want to ruin I don't want to ruin the magic, you know.
Yeah.
This all gave our Simone enough spiral power to form the next.
He's fucking like
step in
jacked at
evolution.
6'4".
Yeah. Oh, I would love that for him.
Full beard, just absolutely ripped to shreds. Looks like a young like fucking John Cena.
It's like hearing the kid who voiced the Muffin from Astiff movie, like hearing what his puberty voice sounds like now. It feels cursed.
He's so horrible. No.
Because there is a video of him reacting to it, but like he sounds older and it's like weird. It feels weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, one of the rawest mech designs ever.
Yep.
Crazy. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Boomstick is allowed to curse in this episode, but we wasn't able to in Ghost Rider vs. Spawn. Double standards, am I right?
Fuck man.
Frickin' YouTube.
Oh, I love the probability missiles.
Sorry, did I say galaxies? I meant
universes.
Crazy.
Yeah, they just didn't know how to visually get a universe across. So like that was just like the best they could come up with visually because it was getting that incomprehensible. Even they were having trouble keeping up with themselves.
Yeah. Simone's power was so immense that he started generating super spiral space, a higher dimension encompassing our own universe.
With it, Simone turns his thoughts into reality.
Don't think about it.
Create his mech and all of its weapons in the first place.
Yeah, this
Don't
is.
Think about it.
You think about it, you're gonna have a headache.
This is when the scene where they appear in the sky, and every time it happens, I just keep thinking of "You did it, Goku."
Not only does this mean he no longer needs color,
yeah, that one took you guys a second.
he can also regenerate any damage done to him or his mech.
Oh, it's so cool looking.
Oh, the big bang.
It's like
once I thought about the regeneration, that's when I started turning towards Simone.
Simon's just like, "Fall Guys, help us!"
Spiral power to survive quantum breakdown, or the time Nia, now the best wife in the universe,
Hell
used
yeah.
spiral power to
He is the strongest spiral power user.
constantly regenerate her body from being erased at the informational level.
Informational level.
Poor gal.
All right, hold on. Serious question.
Poor woman.
Serious question.
I
need an answer to.
I said gal.
Because Simone can survive being erased at the informational level. Would that mean the Death Note just doesn't work on him?
Well, well,
That's a good question.
he is a human, so
I'd say probably, right?
I feel like it shouldn't, because if you're able to resist, like, being deleted at such a level, you should be able to get a heart attack from some death god. At least from my understanding.
Yeah. I think that's one of those things where I think it kind of comes down to opinion at that point.
Yeah.
But that is a good question though, because he is still human at the end of the day.
I'm only human after all.
And Kyle is also just a human, so would it work on him?
There's like a 20% chance he misspells the name Rayner.
That's when he fucked up.
Yeah, he spells it with two N's instead of YN.
Oh wait, no, there's supposed to be a Y.
I just realized Simone doesn't really have a last name, does he?
No, it's just Simone.
No, it's just Simone.
Yeah.
Unless you consider
his
the
full
Digger.
name is
last name
first name Simone, last name The Digger.
That's what I was gonna say.
How it works.
No, it's like I thought your middle name was the.
Yeah.
I don't have a middle name.
Physics is essentially
No,
the
it's
ones.
Simone Maurice The Digger. No, it's Simone Belmont The Digger.
Simon Ogilvy the Digger.
Zeros that make up every possible outcome in reality. Nia literally regenerated from the statistical certainty of her own destruction.
If I have spiral power, whiz, when the fuck is my leg growing back?
When even
And my leg growing back.
I love that joke so much.
I love it too, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Although I do find it a tad inconsistent with his character because I thought he was proud of his shotgun leg, you know.
I think it's just more he was curious than anything else. It wasn't like he wanted to, like, he
I
was just
wouldn't be
like...
surprised if Boomstick is able to, like, regenerate his leg, but he just chooses not to because he just loves his shotgun leg too much.
Yeah, because
with how much he was glazing this
Well, because they have that one moment in Goku versus Superman where they look, because they talk about the sensu being able to regenerate limbs, and Wiz and Boomstick like look at their own appendages and like, they don't know what they're missing out on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I just had an epiphany.
Oh.
I just had a fucking epiphany. So, like, you know how, in SpongeBob versus Aquaman, they would have had a perfect opportunity to make a My Leg reference by having Boomstick accidentally shoot himself.
Oh. Well, I mean,
sure.
no, they can maybe do that for SpongeBob versus Popeye.
Whenever that happens.
If they ever do that, yes, please.
I will say though, part of me is kind of glad they don't, because the My Leg running gag is one of the most beaten into the ground jokes in the history of cartoons. Like, every time it shows up now, I just groan. It is so embarrassing.
So then, what did you think
They
of the
literally had a
episode
full
that was
episode.
based around the My Leg guy? What'd you think of that?
Oh, I hate that episode. It's annoying.
It's such a bad
all right.
I have a very particular taste when it comes to SpongeBob. Like, anytime somebody says, "Oh, this recent episode was really good," like, I don't really like any of them, if I'm being, like, even the ones that are, like, highly praised, I just don't like the style and tone that it goes. It feels far too, like, pandering to little kids, or, like, not even little kids. Like, it feels like a baby show now. That's why it doesn't appeal to me anymore.
That makes
So
sense,
something like Mimic Madness doesn't really appeal to you.
It's like, I like Tom Kenny's voice acting in that one, but that's kind of the only thing I appreciated about it. Like, it just, I don't know, it's just like, I don't know, it's just me. I'm not trying to dunk on people who like it. It feels like dangling keys in front of little babies now. At least to me, that's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, no, I completely understand.
No, I understand.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Opinions are opinions.
understand.
Although
I understand. Like,
yeah.
if there's no good story, then that is all I see in a modern SpongeBob.
I will say the Plankton movie, that does go hard. Go watch it if you haven't.
I plan on it.
It was directed by Mr. Lawrence himself, and it felt like a passion project.
Oh.
Yeah, it was.
Also, I am curious, but like after that Sandy Cheeks movie, I've just been traumatized to watch any SpongeBob related thing.
Steve, do you remember when I showed you?
Fair enough.
Steve, do you remember when I showed you some?
I've seen the clip.
Steve, do you remember when I showed you guys clips from that movie?
I wanted to kill you that day.
Unironically,
I wanted to kill you that day.
Because what I did, I set it up to where I showed you guys some animation from Sponge on the Run, which is actually a beautiful movie. I really hope the Flying Dutchman film goes for the same style as that film. I love how that film looks. And then I followed it up with some parts from the Sandy Cheeks film, including like all the fetish bits. And you guys were like, "Oh, what is this?" No.
I've only seen clips, and no,
I am confident in calling the Sandy Cheeks movie a fetish movie.
Wait, what?
God.
Because there's inflation.
Are we supposed to be watching an episode of Death Bow?
We are. We got on a SpongeBob. We got on a SpongeBob tangent for some reason, and we did. And it didn't even happen at the SpongeBob joke. What the fuck?
Yeah. What the hell?
This is ADHD personified. I want everyone to know this.
Pretty much.
Deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah. Just know that Sandy Cheeks has inflation, SpongeBob sniffing shit, and SpongeBob tickling a bunch of people's feet.
Oh, okay.
Oh God.
For fun.
Good God.
Move it.
Moving on.
More time.
Yes, please.
Yes, the best part of the movie right here.
Oh, this part's so fucking.
Okay.
This is my fetish right here.
I know we've been throwing around the term aura quite liberally these past few episodes. This is aura. What you see in the dictionary.
Absolutely, aura.
You'll
Hell
find a
yeah.
picture of this in the dictionary.
Yes.
This mech is so big, its size
So
is
true,
literally
Betsy.
incalculable.
Ah,
With a drill
it's so
somehow
good.
even larger than
The
that,
drill's even
Yeah.
bigger.
friends shatter the
Yeah.
anti-spiral once and for all.
This fight,
Animation.
Of the universe.
this fight goes so fucking hard.
I love it when stuff like this like just comes down to hands. Like they've been
Yeah.
stripped of everything. They've been fighting so hard. It's like, all right, time to bring it up. One last final duel. No spoilers, but Persona 5 does a similar thing.
The indomitable human
Wait,
spirit.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
Commonest
about.
words
Play Royal.
that Simon's drill is the
Yes,
drill
play Persona
that
5
would
Royal.
pierce the heavens.
I can't. I got to finish Persona 3
No more
Reload
worlds left
first.
to conquer. Simone chose
Ah.
to wander
I
the
still need to
is so
finish, I still need to
sad.
finish this show.
Yeah, I love how they put it that that the reason he decides to become a hermit after this is because I've conquered all I can. Now I'm just gonna help my fellow man now. That's
I peaked.
there's nowhere else for me to go from here.
You peaked.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
in service
I am passing on the torch.
to others.
Yep.
Always looking up. For all the lights
Yeah.
in the sky are stars.
And
every
that's the name of the movie.
Hey, that
star
sounds
another
familiar.
world of spiral cousins that can
That's what the name of the movie is. The lights in the sky are stars.
And it's,
live
and it's the
free.
final
All
episode's
thanks
name.
to a humble
Yeah.
digger.
Ah. God,
that-
I love this. I love this segment so much.
That was nice ending to the analysis. It really
Such
is
a good
nice.
analysis.
It's so satisfying.
One of the best,
It's such a perfect
one of the best
Yeah,
videos so
it's
far.
a really good analysis.
Alright,
Not
so
my,
character.
not my favorite, but like top three favorite analyses.
Alright,
Yeah, I
25.
think
Char-
personally for me,
Like
like
combined
the
with
biggest
24.
the biggest gripe for me is probably how quickly they fly through the story. But like everything else of the analysis, I think is really top notch.
Yeah,
Alright,
the segment is so long
Yeah, and I can
anyway.
understand why they like kind of speed ran the story. But even with that, like thankfully Gurren Lagann isn't that long, so there's not a whole lot of like necessary plot points you can avoid talking about. So
Like I
can
think
I think under that context, it's a really good rundown.
I don't think anybody's gonna complain about them skipping over the Rossyu arc.
Oh yeah, no one's
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was literally about to make that joke where it's like, yeah, because if they had talked about more of the story, you have to talk about Rasu. And
Like-
I don't want to do that.
Like
I want to talk about Rasu.
yeah, he's
I'll
not.
talk about Yoko. Not
Honestly,
talk about Rasu.
He's a well-written character. Just we don't want to talk about it though.
Yeah.
Yep.
True. Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about with because like some people could be like, oh, I kind of wish like Yoko or Viral or other people have been name dropped. They name dropped Team Daiguren and how important Team Daiguren is. So like I and like they're on screen when they say Team Daiguren. So like that's good.
Yeah.
Good
They called
enough
Mia
for
the
me.
best wife ever. That's all they needed.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like that Nia and Kamina were in his likes as well, and that paperwork was in the dislikes.
He really hates
Yep.
paperwork.
He really
Oh
hates
my God.
paperwork and authority.
Steve, what did you want to say?
I'm going to be a hater for a brief second. You can edit this part out. If you did not understand the dimensional tiering, you're fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Oh my
I'm actually really impressed with how like easily I think they were able to like get across the idea of dimensional tiering because like it's really complex and I feel like they managed to like make it bite-sized enough to where even the most casual audience people will
Yeah.
go like, oh yeah, I understand how that works.
I am talking about a specific person. That's why I told Carrick he could edit this out.
Oh well, yeah. That's where if they see it, then that's just funny. But well, Steve,
No,
we
just have that be like the cold open of this reaction video. Like, just put that as beginning with no context before you get into the hello everybody. Just do that.
well that I guess that's sort of like the YouTuber thing to do now. Like that's what Hoodie Dude does.
Yeah.
But you had a very salient point, Steve, when we were talking about this episode on that fateful night together. We were watching the movie because we were talking about how Liam wrote it, and you said a smart person is able to talk about complex topics in a way that the general audience would be able to understand. A smart person is able to dumb complex things down, and it still makes sense. And like without it feeling like pretentious or overly wordy, stuff like that. And so basically what we're trying to say is like Liam is kind of killing it. Liam has been killing it, man.
He's the goat. He's the goat.
That's what I love about
Yeah,
Liam.
I'd say 25 has like like Ghost Rider versus Spawn and Shigaraki versus Mahito, best work he's ever done. Best
So
script he's ever
I
written.
agree with
I
you
agree.
100%.
Especially
Yeah.
Shigaraki's Mahito. I still love Shigaraki's analysis. It like the ending gets me to cry. It almost gets me to tears.
There,
one of the best of-
Shigaraki's is
Oh, that was
That's one
so.
of the best
That
of the
was so
show.
sad.
Shigaraki's is one of the only analysis segments.
Asura's analysis from my favorite of the indie era.
Yeah, it's one of the only analysis segments of the show to consistently give me the feels every single time I watch it, and I haven't even like gotten that far in My Hero. Like that's how well written it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I haven't checked it out at all, but now I need to.
But like
You should.
it
My
makes
Hero's
it makes
great.
me want to. That's how well written it is.
Yeah, My Hero, I love it.
That's how well written it is.
Is a dangerous place.
Wait, wait.
Should you find yourself face to
Oh, anyway,
Anyway, DC Herald time.
time for the comic panel editing to cook.
face with an
Let's go.
Yeah.
alien dictators.
Especially since Kyle again doesn't have that many adaptations.
Pissed off cat
Yeah,
on Death Battle.
Yeah,
That's
Dexter, I
crazy.
love
Oh,
Dexter.
You know who to call.
Dexter.
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters versus Beetlejuice when?
Yeah, when.
An intergalactic police force
I'm more of a
founded
more of a
billions
mask
years
versus
ago by
Beetlejuice.
blue
Fair,
leprechaun
fair.
gods.
And the great
Yeah, I love that we get
was
another
everyone's
Leprechaun
favorite,
cameo as well.
Hal Jordan.
And oh god, the title cards. Like, can I just say, I love that they're giving everybody these
Yeah.
title cards lately. It
Yeah.
goes such a long way.
And the layering too, like the
Yeah.
layering right there.
Yeah.
You love him.
Ryan Reynolds.
I don't know if I
You
like that.
might hate him.
You might hate him.
I think I might swap around
You knew they were
the Green
happy to do it.
Lantern 2011 clip with the Death Battle clip.
Let's
That
just
movie, oof.
Maybe.
let's just say my season 6 review. I think my Ben versus Hal segment is really funny.
Gotta respect the man with
Oh,
a
yeah.
will as unbreakable as Hal's.
Until the day his will broke.
After his hometown got
That's
completely
unbreakable will,
obliterated,
eh?
Hal lost
I feel so bad for Hal. Like, man, like his writing is like he is just tanked in reputation for so many reasons.
his mind.
Yeah.
He rampaged
Yeah.
through the core,
Yeah.
killing
Poor guy.
everyone
Not just
he
for Death
had,
Battle.
and absorbed the central
Yeah, like this goes way beyond the boot. Like that's only like the tip of the
power
iceberg.
battery, the literal
yeah.
lantern.
Becoming the Emerald Tyrant, Parallax.
There was only one.
God, like I can't even
survivor.
comprehend like how they're able
I
to
just
like
love
pull this
how-
off.
His
Yeah,
killing spree.
I love how
Gambit,
retroactively
and with
DC had
what
to fix
remained of
that
his strength.
parallax thing by
Look
saying
at
like,
this.
oh no, Hal, it wasn't Hal. He was being possessed by an evil cosmic fear bug.
Or something.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
funny.
I'm pretty sure it was
And
the
that's- and that's the
embodiment
villain
of
in-
Yellow Lanterns.
Kyle Rayner.
Oh,
And,
oh,
and that's
I
why Parallax is the main villain in the Ryan Reynolds movie.
I just
yeah, because
noticed.
he's supposed to be like the embodiment of fear.
Did you guys notice that Hal Jordan's all of his letters were
Yeah.
green, but for Kyle it's white and green?
Oh,
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
actually notice
Get
that. That's
Yeah.
smart.
Really sad.
Smart.
That's good.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mark.
that's good.
Clap, clap, clap. I see what you guys are putting down.
Yeah.
So was Kyle picked
I hope I'm the first person to point that out. Actually.
for his indomitable willpower.
Why does he dislike Jaws?
Well, Nen didn't bring it up, and like I don't think anybody else has brought it up.
What? Dude, okay, unless he's talking about like if he means the Jaws the
Sequels.
whole franchise, then I can understand that.
Yeah, the sequel
That's fair, but the movie, the original.
I like how it says he likes Asian movies, but Gamera still gets its own special thing. Like that's how much he loves Gamera.
Absolutely.
I'm also glad that they mentioned fuck DC editorial.
Yeah.
Yeah, He's literally only appeared in 2 episodes of like any DC animated stuff.
3. No, yeah, 2. But yeah, 2.
Yeah, because he was in like super minor roles in Justice League Unlimited, and I think Superman the animated series.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
he was
correct.
he has an
Yes.
entire episode in Superman the animated series. Which I
Yeah.
thought
And then
he was
he
Hal
has a-
Jordan for a while because I was a stupid kid.
Well, yeah, he might as well have been Hal.
Might as well.
Colonel Sanders, Daffy Duck,
Sorta.
Space Wheat, and a sentient box can master it. What's your excuse?
Oh yeah,
Kyle?
Daffy Duck Green Lantern.
Sentient box.
Daffy Duck Green Lantern mention. Holy crap!
Do you think we're?
I mentioned earlier that I was playing Lego. That I played Lego Batman 3. Like Daffy Duck Green Lantern is also in that game.
Wow.
And, like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
method to unlocking him is like super complex for no reason, but it's amazing.
Do you think we'll get some DC mentions in later on in Wile E. Coyote's analysis?
That'd be fun.
Well, I mean, they mentioned the Yellow Lantern in Scooby-Doo, so I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. But yeah, for reference, we're recording this right after the Wile E analysis preview came out, which is really good.
I have not seen it, by the way.
It's really good.
It
gives me high hopes for the episode.
I'm sure it
Just
is.
this first preview already has me sold. Like, I'm sold on this already.
Green Lantern ring can do.
It's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, the champions, we totally got it right with getting Wile E versus Tom all the way through. We totally got it right.
Anything, fulfilling any wish its user desires, as though it were a genie from a lamp.
It lets you fire energy blasts, create force fields, affect gravity, turn invisible and
Well, oh, dude, like the whole like not only look like I'm fascinated by like the way it's cut off as well. Cause you would think like, oh, it's probably like where the square got cut off. It almost makes it feel like he's being trapped inside a glass box by Hal.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's actually intentional or not.
turn invisible and intangible,
Maybe.
manipulate matter,
It's
time
so
travel,
cool.
warp reality, and erase things from existence.
Yeah.
Think we're exaggerating? Well, consider the time
They
Kyle
gave him
stretched the
so
very
much.
fabric of space to increase the Planck length a billion
Yeah.
billion times over.
Yeah, I like how we immediately go into this stuff because it takes Simone quite a while to actually get to this level of absurdity. Kyle just kind of gets it right out the gate,
Yeah.
and for him, it's more about like learning to like figure it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an aspect about the analysis that like we'll mention later. But like, I just love how like this analysis, it starts out just like mentioning how broken Green Lantern stuff is, but like that's part of Kyle's growth, him learning to like be responsible with these powers.
Yeah, because like you can't just like give like giving that level of power to just any random schmo doesn't always work out, and Kyle needed to like grow into that role.
Lightyear.
Lanterns control time
Yeah.
and space, letting them fly so fast they can create a Speed Force singularity.
Tapping into the Speed Force.
What does that even
I
mean?
expect them to bring up the Speed Force.
Speed Force don't fucking work.
It's Speed Force. I ain't gotta explain.
Yeah, no. I question the Speed Force.
Don't question me on the fucking Speed Force.
By the way, I've been slightly sold on Hulk versus Flash as an idea of like super strong versus super speed as a concept.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see that something like that being done.
Do you really want to see people talk about the Speed Force again?
Well, just a super strength versus super. I think a super strength versus super speed matchup idea in general would be interesting.
Yeah.
Measurable.
Yeah.
The rings have an
That's
artificial
fair.
Where like that's kind of the entire dynamic.
intelligence that operates just as fast, automatically protecting its user from danger.
Like the time that Boozer Kilowog survived
Not just like with Mario versus Sonic, where it's like
Like
sort of an
mentioned.
afterthought.
being erased
Well,
from
I
Oh
mentioned,
yeah,
I
I was
love it.
just thinking.
This
My-
Kilowog-
Also, the fact that I legitimately recognize like a good chunk of these feats because I've literally had to research them for my fucking Magnum Opus
yeah.
Black Cannon event.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Jonathan has the Ben versus Hal review that's like 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
And it's reaching 400,000 views, by the way.
Congratulations.
Really?
Congrats.
Nice.
Low-key, I wish it was any other video on my channel, but to be fair, I'm still very like proud of like that video more than I'm not. It's just that like, well, you know, I wish I could have like cooled it down when talking about.
Yeah, that's fair.
Crisis on Infinite Earth.
The ring is fueled by its user's willpower and limited only by their imagination.
While Hal may have had the greatest willpower in the Corps, Kyle's imagination is unmatched. Probably because he's a comic book artist, and we know from this
Yeah.
show, they think of
Yep.
some wild shit.
They
The Green
think some
Lantern's
crazy.
most
Yep.
recognizable ability is their constructs. Kyle's speciality.
Samurai armor, pirate ships, giant dragons, actual working home computers, and his favorite,
The
super
computers.
fighting robots. Hey, that one looks familiar.
Kyle can make them strong enough to lift the
I was just checking the recording for a second. We're already over an hour.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Spectre, who weighs
Hell
as
yeah.
much as eternity.
We've only
No.
gotten on the third
We're
into
only
Kyle's
on-
analysis.
we're
I'll say we're only 11 minutes into the episode.
we're getting Goku vs Superman 2 flashbacks here.
Yep.
Hold back
Yeah.
12.3-dimensional.
The big bang!
Go get him, Superman. Get him. Get him. Kyle Rayner voiced by Will Forte. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Jesse's multiverse has 12.3 dimensions?
That's so stupid.
I've ever heard.
Who the fuck came up with 12.3 dimensions?
Super specific.
Such a
Yeah.
very,
Let's wait.
very like weird number to like pick.
I want
your
I want
dimensional
to visit the 0.3 dimension. I need to know what that feels like.
Yeah.
Is that it's limited
What
to
I'm wondering is
24 hours before
what I'm wondering
you
is why did
recharge.
they should Goofy putting salt in water?
Well, I think that's the joke. It's like seasoning your food.
So they
Oh.
can blow up universes, but it
I
has
love
the
to season
battery
my
of an
water.
iron.
I like to deep
Never
fry
mind.
it.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Although I'd say Kyle's biggest weakness was Kyle. With great power came no response.
Just a shrug.
Oh my
Oh
girlfriend's
boy,
such a
here we go. I know what's coming.
wait,
Oh, no.
what if Kyle was like, "Oh, look, stop slapping me and get back in the kitchen." She's like, "Okay."
Oh no.
Eric, you are fucking despicable for that.
Oh yeah.
You are
Yeah, he
fucking
is.
despicable for that, man. The twit logger is being written as we speak.
That cancel character is currently trending.
It's
Look,
Oh my gosh.
I need everyone in the comments to cancel this man.
I've heard of cooking, but this is getting ridiculous.
This is not what I meant. What do you do?
I'm just gonna dig myself a bigger hole. I don't care.
I'm helping you. Come on, I got a shovel too.
Oh boy.
Perhaps a manifestation of.
Wait, what did he say?
Kyle, with great.
Gee, sorry. I was just fooling. I was just a fool. I was just being a fool.
Wait, Carrot. No. I will literally contact I Love Kim Possible a lot to cancel.
I would be. Hey, I would be honored. I would be honored to be in a meme video.
Fuck yeah.
We gotta cancel Raccoon Bro.
Have you ever wondered what would happen if a Turkey Tom documentary got crossed over with a Shea Frillis YouTube poop?
Oh god.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's literally it.
We're brewing up some apple.
Literally it.
Oh boy.
Power came.
No disrespect to those two, by the way. Those are just the first ones I could think of.
No
It's
responsibility.
like the quote cartoon sheet. It's like the quote cartoon sheet. Your Honor, please pay attention to the YouTube poop I have placed as evidence.
Your Honor, you don't understand. It was a bit.
I was lying as a joke.
So you admit that you lied in
a
court.
court of law.
As a joke.
You put your hand on the Bible and everything.
I promise I'll get off.
We need to make a Raccoon Bro VA out of context videos, and it's just like this whole tangent.
Yep,
Pretty much.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, 50% of it's just gonna be this video.
Yep.
Okay. One more thing about that, since you brought it up. I promise I'll get off of it after that. I still think the fucking craziest thing to come out of that was they made a reference to the pissing on the moon bit from the Sonic Adventure dub, and it was like it wasn't even from the dub. It was somebody else's version of it. So you would think, oh, I guess she got a voice actor to do it, but no, it was like somebody else's thing that she just got for it. And he went on Twitter being like, yeah, no, I have nothing to do with this production. She just kind of took my fan dub audio. I just want people to know I'm not associated with this thing at all. So I'm like, why didn't she just get the actual like audio from the original thing? It's that like everybody knows it's so iconic. By getting somebody else's, you would think that she got it specifically for that video. It's so what else? Oh god, there's so many fucking questions I have about that video. It's so stupid and weird.
It really is.
I've actually checked out Veggie BLT's content before, so like I'm surprised that I didn't even recognize his voice.
Yeah.
But when he said something, I was like, oh wait, I know that guy.
I know him.
Hey, I know that guy.
Hang on a second. That guy
I'm in
looks
a situation
familiar.
where I have not seen what you guys are thinking about.
If you
well,
go
long
look
story.
up Cartoonchi. He has a short video talking about it. It catches you up on what happened.
And
It's
Mr. Enter also has a very, very in-depth video that covers like the whole situation better, along with the major criticism of that video by I Love Kim Possible a lot.
ooh, I'll be sure to check that out.
Good.
All right.
Tunchi
So,
shout out. Let's
God,
go.
also, God bless the Mr. Enter redemption arc.
yeah, I love Mr. Enter. He's come a long way.
Yeah.
A manifestation of Kyle's self-doubt. Any reflection came too late, though.
Yeah, who is this guy? They don't name drop him. Who is this fucker?
It's I forget which villain it is, but it's straight up just the villain just comes up,
I'm not
kills
sure.
her, and then decides, how do I fuck with Kyle Rayner?
Yeah, for real.
Well, oh fuck! I thought you already said. Well, you said you like this woman to be in the kitchen.
I already made that joke. Yeah. What?
Well, if you look at the name tag, it's clearly Cliff. Look at him.
Yeah,
His
it's
name is
Cliff.
Is it Cliff Danger hanging from a
it's
cliff? And that's why it's called Cliff Danger?
And that's why he's called Cliffhanger.
Oh, shit, I called him Cliff Danger. Fuck. My bad. No, but like, he's got like Andre the Giant proportions. Look at this dude.
Yeah, he's
Oh yeah, he
It's
does.
huge.
He does.
I would be fucking terrified if that's what I opened my door to.
Oh, open up
Yeah.
doors, see fucking Andre the Giant go, oh shit, I'm dead. That's what I would say out loud.
Yeah.
There's literally no other reason you would be at my front door than to give me my death sentence.
I am not going to fight a dude that can drink 100 beers in one sitting. Nah.
Good lord.
And put her body in a.
I was literally in a situation where I did not
There it
even know.
There it is, yep.
I did not even.
There it is.
Not even know about the fridging.
See,
Like this came as a complete shock to me.
funny thing.
I've known about this for years.
I didn't
But
learn.
then, like, if you keep playing,
Oh, well, see, I didn't learn what fridging was until Deadpool 2. Like, people brought that up as a criticism of that movie. And apparently even the writers didn't know what fridging was yet. So they made a reference to fridging in the Once Upon a Deadpool, like, PG version of the film that they did with Fred Savage as a cameo. Where Fred Savage is like, did you guys fridged her? And Deadpool's like, what are you talking about? You guys totally fridged Vanessa. What the hell?
Kyle wasn't the only one traumatized. This moment was.
Yeah, there it is. Well, there goes my appetite.
Oh my days.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't even notice that
it's
quote.
absolutely crazy that that Death Battle would reference TV tropes. Look, there's a lot to be said about the whole fridging tangent in this episode, but personally, I just think that the TV trope jump scare is really funny.
yeah, for real.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
hilarious.
it's just really funny.
Hang on.
I like TV tropes too.
They mentioned the villain's name. It's Major Force.
Oh wait, do they?
Yeah.
Oh,
no, I recognize him.
Oh yeah, there.
Course, yeah.
He repeated the gimmick with
I
Kyle's
recognize him.
mother in an oven.
Oh right.
It was just a trick with the
Find it.
mannequin. Okay, at least it was just a mannequin. Jeez.
This motherfucker's gotta have some sort of
Jesus.
fetish of just shoving people into kitchen appliances.
Yeah, just
what's
like
next?
just-
What's next? A fucking baby in the microwave? Oh wait, that already happened.
yeah, in the Flash
No,
movie.
that's not, I don't want to dig up memories of that movie.
I love that clip so much,
It's so fucking stupid.
especially since it's a reversed.
On
It's
a lighter
reversed.
note, though, TV tropes has officially name dropped my channel.
Ooh, fun.
It was for the YouTube versus Shadow thing.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
But still, they directly name dropped me instead of just linking my video.
Nice. Well, okay, so I have a question for you guys since I don't really read Kyle's story. Stuffed into the fridge, it's brought up as like a criticism, of stories that do this kind of thing, where like a woman is like just kind of degraded into just being there to further somebody else's development, and it's meant to be a bad thing. Was it badly written when it happened to Kyle, or is it one of those things where it's like they did it first, so like they popularized it, so they have like the legacy going for them?
I wouldn't be surprised if they popularized it, though. Like, I'm not sure if Kyle did it first, but like
no, he did
I
not do
think
it first.
It's just one of those.
Yeah.
I think it's just one of those things where like they use Kyle as an example to like.
Okay. Well, but so is it considered like a well-written story moment in his context? Is what I'm trying to get at.
That I
think
cannot
so.
answer because I've never read the comic.
I don't think
Me
it is
neither.
considered well written, at least from what I understand.
From what I
Yeah.
remember, it's been a while since I read this specific comic, but it was kind of a bit of a shock. But at the same time, I don't remember if I considered it well written or not. It's been a while.
Yeah, because I feel like it's a tricky thing balancing. Look, because the death of a character has to mean something. Because one could argue that Kamina was fridged, but we don't
I feel like
we don't consider it a fridging because it's so well written and so important to the story.
yeah, I think the fridging part is because it's not well written.
Okay. But although I do want, does it have to be a woman? Does it have to be a woman specific? Oh, it says a loved one.
It was originally called.
I think that the
stuff.
topic of fridging is. Sorry, go ahead.
It was originally called, I think, Woman Stuffed Into the Fridge or something like that, and it was mainly about women, but over time, people just started using it for any character like that.
Oh, so
woman
I'm pretty sure
it says here Gail
the
Simone.
I think it just becomes a problem when, like...
women in refrigerators, that was the original thing.
Yeah.
Like, when, not just when it's a woman, but it's a woman who's, like, written one-dimensionally and has no agency of her own.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, I think people were making that criticism
like
towards
that,
Kyle Rayner.
That's when it becomes a problem.
Like a plot device, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's not that the character died, it's that the character was a plot device.
And
so that, in my opinion, is like the worst like usage of like a character death.
So and you have to wonder, is Kyle's girlfriend remembered for anything other than being fridged?
So I'm going to speak now. Thank you. The definition of fridging, as far as I'm aware, and why someone like Kamina's would not count, is that the death is basically solely used for shock value. Like the thing about Kyle's girlfriend being stuffed in the fridge is that was like 3 issues into Kyle's existence, meaning that both of them were very barely characters at that point. And it was basically just meant to be a bit of a gut punch to as shock value for the audience. You can have some arguments that it led to Kyle taking his superhero career more seriously, but it's a poorly done moment because there's not enough buildup or major consequence to it afterwards in order to make it feel impactful. Meanwhile, you look at something like Kamina. Even though Kamina was only around in Gurren Lagann for about 8 episodes, he is the entire legacy of the rest of the series. Everyone is constantly talking about the massive impact that Kamina had on their lives. The capital city of the world is named after him. Everyone is always talking about how he lifted and carried them up, and how his passing led to real change in the world. Even though Kamina himself in the story wasn't around for nearly as long as you might think with a character of his reputation, his death had a permanent impact on the story, and he's constantly remembered for that impact on the rest of it.
Okay.
So basically, Kamina just basically had more impact than Alex did.
Yeah. It's also thematically important. It's also thematically important to Gurren Lagann because a lot of Gurren Lagann's symbolism and core themes are tied around the idea that Simone, the protagonist, is introduced as the little unimportant guy. He's literally the little head to Gurren Lagann that everyone's always underestimating because they assume that the leader, the big face with the sunglasses, the pilot of Gurren, the leader of Team Dai Gurren, Kamina, is the one who will lead them all to victory. And yet it is Simone, the one with the actual power drill, that is the one that's keeping the whole thing together. And so Kamina's passing is forcing Simone into that limelight role and forces him to deal with his issues of self-doubt and being just the smallest person in the room, and overcoming that to become the real successor to Kamina's vision.
All right, thank you. Yeah, that's a really, really well put
I
together.
don't know if
explanation.
I don't know if you're able to hear me, but that was me clapping.
Thank you.
Also,
Yeah, I was wondering who
welcome.
that clapping was.
Also, welcome to the reaction, you guys. You came in a little later.
What are you even reacting to?
Was Simone versus Kyle? We're giving it the video it deserves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was out of town when it premiered.
So infamous,
Well,
it started the trope called
Glad you
bridging
got to
for how
have a reaction to the episode.
Yeah, well, this is proving to be one of the funniest ones we've done in a while. I'm very glad we did this.
This is
this right here is fucking infamous.
This is good.
Gwen Stacy, man.
Yeah.
the Gwen.
You killed
that-
the woman I love, and you're going to die. It's not like is he like trying to kill Wolverine now in the comics?
Spider-Man?
Yeah, they have this dumb
Wait, what?
retcon where like
Yeah.
Wolverine is responsible for the death of Peter's parents or something like that. I don't know.
What?
Jeebus.
Good lord.
I've kind of
Jeebus
I'm
Christ.
just starting to like not.
I almost
to what's going on in Spider-Man comics.
I
because it's
almost don't
stupid.
want them to bring Peter Parker back on the show because then they have so much bullshit to go through.
Oh God.
Female characters are often sacked.
And
Spidey's
you-
history in the comics is not that great overall.
All we got
dude's being so,
like mentioned is just the recent comics, and yeah, no.
dude's being so overdramatic.
Sacrificed as mere plot
Overdramatic,
devices to
yes.
further
Oh
male
my
characters'
God.
development.
So it might surprise you that it happened to Kyle again.
God, good lord.
Kyle
Yep.
finally
Was she ever brought back to life or something? Because I know comics do that sometimes.
No idea.
Fair enough.
serious.
I think at one point Kyle Rayner made a construct of her to vent to.
What?
Oh,
Okay.
that is just sad.
Came up
That's-
with
That's
another
another topic we should not be discussing right now.
That is yeah.
faced off against Hal, and even rebuilt the Green Lantern Corps better than ever.
But little did he know, this torchbearer's greatest journey had only just begun.
In order to save Ganthet from an emotional lobotomy, it's
Yeah, it's crazy.
a long story. He had to master all the colors of the emotional electromagnetic spectrum.
There are 7 colors.
A
each
White
representing
Lantern, but I
a
didn't
different
realize he
emotion.
knew all of them.
Yeah, taste the rainbow, motherfucker.
The yellow light of fear
I-
lets
Yeah.
Kyle
White
manipulate.
can be every color at once, so
Look at just look. Yeah, oh yeah,
I
every
love
isn't every color at once
100%
like
all the colors.
like if you mix it all in paint, it just becomes brown.
Yeah,
yeah, but
well,
that's
The worst
this
horror
paint is subtractive color rather than additive.
is in your mind. The more scared you are of him, the stronger he becomes.
Orange light is fueled by bottomless avarice, possessing Kyle to
Also,
absorb not
do we
merely
want a
his
brown
energy,
lantern?
No.
I am the brown lantern.
rather not.
Don't ask me what my powers
Emotion
are.
is disgust. My emotion is disgust and stink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find it funny like how hard the editing still goes, even when it's like all tiny and squished in like this.
Yeah.
attacks, but also their souls.
Red is rage.
Yeah, like I think all the colors get their own little graphics like this. That is really crazy.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what it reminds me of, Carrick? It
Mhm.
reminds me of like when you were talking about like Thanos versus Darkseid in your season 5 review, and how like they didn't go into like discussion about like each of the Infinity Stones separately.
Oh.
This feels like this
Oh,
is like the
yeah.
spot like the Infinity Stones should have gotten, like going through each one
Yeah.
individually and how they all differ from one another, like the different emotions. And what
Yeah.
actually grants Kyle's.
Yeah.
See,
So-
if they had done this back in
Instead
season
of
5,
going into how it separates from the MCU.
if they had done this back in season 5, I bet you they would have glossed over all the colors because they spent too much time making fun of the fridge moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Replacing his blood with nape.
Like they probably have a whole like cutaway gag about it, like Boomstick is all cold or something because like he spent a bunch of time inside of a freezer. It's like I wanted to see what it was like or some stupid bullshit.
Yep.
Oh, Kyle.
So
There's also-
weird.
it would also be more cursive, just like in the background. Simone versus Kyle is just like, I'm the king.
God.
Yeah.
My blood is now napalm. That is crazy.
Which
My life is a living hell. Now I'm gonna make yours one too.
Like it sucks, but it's metal as hell.
Blue light is powered by hope and allows Kyle to heal wounds.
Yeah, that's the one Starfire had.
Yeah, I was about to say Josh Scorcher enters the chat. Did somebody say hope?
Resist mental domination and supercharge his ring.
Indigo is compassion, reducing his opponent's will to fight and letting him open portals across space.
Yeah, like I talk about the colors, and like Steve, you pretty much said to me, yeah, green and blue are like the only actually like good guys, and even green isn't like that good all the time. And I was like,
that's because the Guardians in like certain stories are just evil.
Yeah,
Straight up, the Guardians are not good people.
And that confused me because I was like, well, isn't one of the emotions compassion? How are they evil? But then I learned about that and I'm like, oh, that kind of compassion.
It's funny because it's like you say that it's like Star Sapphires, like you feel like those ones, like their emotion is love. They should be good too, but like one of Kyle or Hal's most consistent like on and off villains is probably his girlfriend, who's a Star Sapphire.
yeah. I guess she's like she's sort of the Catwoman of the green of all the lanterns, I guess.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Him to others.
The final one was the Sapphire Light of Love. With it, he can trap enemies within crystal matrices and
get me out of here, you bastards!
Control their minds. But Kyle only mastered it by forgiving himself for Alex's tragic death.
Aww.
Self-love. I get it.
Hey, mama.
Good old Johnny Bravo.
Be nice. And with
Johnny Bravo references are always fun on this show.
Yep. This kind of stuff makes me realize how much I love the Lantern Corps, and just like their general concept alone is just amazing.
Well, yeah, the Lantern Corps is easily my favorite concept in all of DC, just for how like fascinating it is. I wish it gets more modern like spotlight, but all because of that movie, bro. That movie ruined Green Lantern.
Don't worry. Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner will bring us back to hope. Trust.
Hell yeah.
Sure, and they are making
Hopefully we can bully James Gunn into making a Lantern Corps movie.
Well, they're already making a Lantern show. It's Kyle Chandler is going to be Hal, and Aaron Pierre is going to be John Stewart.
By the way, I like that the first the first scene that we get of Guy Gardner is from the Peacemaker season 2 trailer, and it's just him shitting all over Peacemaker.
That's really funny.
That also reminded me of the ad from the Super Bowl for Superman. It was just like Kyle, or it was Guy with his flexing his bowl cut.
Guy is such a.
We are the Lantern Corps. We're here to turn you into Lantern Corpse.
But that's actually
his enemies taste the rainbow.
The lights of the spectrum merged, and Kyle became a White Lantern.
Yep, bring it on.
Yeah, he is. Power of life.
Wiz, I cannot think of an attack more useless.
Bring back TF2.
Empowered by the physical embodiment of
Soldier versus Sarge confirmed.
Multiverse, Kyle is vastly
No, you'll get Tracer versus Scout 2 and you'll like it.
More powerful than any other Lantern in
Hell yeah, let's go.
Who could harness the energy of every power battery?
Yeah, a single central power battery contains enough power to create and destroy an entire universe.
Across the multiverse.
Not only can Kyle instantly heal all wounds, purify corruption, and resurrect the dead,
this music's very cool.
The white light of life is strong enough to go up against threats to all of creation, like the Anti-Monitor.
Anti-Monitor, mentioned.
The Anti-Monitor.
Parallax fought Time Trapper, Spectre, and Anti-Monitor while possessing Hal.
I was wondering if that was going to be mentioned in this stream.
Yeah, so this substantiates the White Lantern being equal to or superior to Anti-Monitor.
Okay, so it's not totally useless.
Especially after Kyle visited the source and acquired the life equation. Essentially the source code to reality, the life equation is mathematical proof that life is worth living.
With it, Kyle can alter all of reality at a whim, even threatening the new gods like Darkseid.
The life equation, like its counterpart, the anti-life equation, is a conceptual artifact from a higher reality, originating in a platonic realm that is, in a sense, more real than we are.
So yeah, it sounds like there are very few people that are stronger than Kyle in the DC world.
There are definitely
he's one of the top dogs.
Yeah, there are definitely beings that are like they exist beyond the source wall. It gets kind of complicated when you talk about DC's cosmology, but like if we're talking about people that are like within like people below the source wall, Kyle is definitely up there with stuff like this.
It makes me wonder, Does Simone beat Superman? That's my question.
That's a complicated question. I don't know if we can answer in this.
No, that's the question of the century.
Oh boy.
I
don't
don't
think
go
you
into that. I don't think you want to answer that question.
Fair.
Not a show.
Stalemate.
Let's just let him live with the dub and be happy with it.
The equation made Kyle too powerful.
He struggled to control.
Oh no, he got Mikasud.
And it subconsciously manifested a being composed of his fears and anxieties. Oblivion. Kyle's greatest weakness was still himself.
Yeah, he got turned into the ink machine.
Shout out to all these comic panels too. They make
I love the detail of him like kicking his leg there too. Makes it feel so alive. Yeah, and they're doing a great job of like still weaving in his self-doubt throughout the whole thing and bringing up how it manifested.
And throughout it all, he always rose to the occasion, carrying the universe on his back.
But ultimately, the only way to stop power from corrupting is to spread it. So Kyle split the life equation into pieces to found his second core.
And that's how they became the Planeteers.
White Lanterns.
And the White Lanterns are still barely used in DC.
Damn it.
Destroying the self-doubt that plagued Kyle once and for all.
Not bad for a comic book geek from LA.
And now he was the one giving out rings of unlimited power to people who weren't sure if they could command it.
So
voiced by the Nostalgia Critic. Let's go.
he told them the truth. You can't
I'm referencing a solid JJ video, by the way.
teach someone how to use such power. You have to learn yourself, making mistakes along the way.
But with the power of life at their command, there's no
I ain't no helicopter mom.
end to their journey. Only endless beginnings.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so
Yet another top tier analysis.
So yeah,
It's
I
a
don't know
really
if
good
this is
analysis.
going to be a hot take, but I think I prefer Kyle's analysis to Simone's.
I would be interested to hear why. I'm interested.
I can see that.
I think just like the way how the story coverage was done and like just like the handling of like the verses, like as I mentioned before, how like they went really hard in that verses in the beginning of the analysis, but then they were able to weave it into like how that was part of like Kyle's irresponsibility and how like it led to like the tragic event that happened, and then like that caused like a bunch of self-doubt, like the self-doubt in him like wondering if he's really worthy of the power that he's been granted by gods. And then, like, you know, like, even, like, after mastering, like, all emotions and, like, forgiving himself for Alex's death, he still, like, that aspect of his character is still there. And that's what caused, you know, Oblivion and, like, how the life equation corrupted him. And, you know, then the founding of, the White Lantern Corps. It's just this culmination of, like, this, like, the narrative of like going through every single aspect of Kyle's story, in my opinion, was just handled so beautifully and really reminded me about like why I love Kyle as a character. And it's just like I would not have imagined like DC to ever do this for a character like Kyle, especially with how many limited adaptations he gets. So just having Death Battle be able to like perfectly summarize like everything that I love about Kyle, from story to like powers, like, I couldn't have asked for anything else.
That is
very well said, because, like, honestly, I could, like, the way Death Battle presented this, it kind of also just makes me, like, really hope that, like, Kyle Rayner just really pops out more to other people, because, like, he is genuinely, like, in my opinion, one of DC's best characters, honestly. It's, like, he's so well written, and the way that Death Battle presented this is just, like, it's honestly beautiful, like poetic, really.
See,
yeah,
that's
like you. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with anything you guys are saying. I'm just insanely biased here. that I prefer Simone's, and it's basically just because I love Gurren Lagann that much, and they did such a good job getting it across.
It's just that, like,
honestly, I need to read some Kyle Rayner stories and then get back to you on that, because I know that there aren't that many of them. Like, right?
Here's what I'll say about the thing that I respect a bit more about Kyle's segment than with Simone's, because with Simone's they had a great anime to work with, and it feels like natural that they were able to make a great segment out of it because they had so much to work with. With Kyle, it was basically nothing but comics, and they had to do so much heavy lifting bringing this story to life visually, and like the editing like does like so much heavy lifting there. And the fact that they were able to do that and like make me interested in these concepts, like just the emotional spectrum of the Lantern Corps. And they do such a good job summarizing all of that, and but like still being able to make it feel like a Kyle analysis. Like he doesn't feel too sidelined. Like that's a trap a lot of these comic analyses fall into. They get so caught up in the esoteric abilities and the lore and all that it feels like the character study takes a bit of a backseat, and they've done a better job of weaving that in lately. And Kyle, I don't think, is an exception. He felt well respected.
Especially since like I feel like this episode could have definitely fallen into the pitfall of it was going to be Simone featuring Kyle, especially since Kyle is kind of like he's not as well known as a character as Simone, probably when you compare it to Gurren Lagann at least.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
I feel like just based on this analysis, like, we haven't even gotten to the fight, but I think even with just the analyses, they put Kyle like on a similar level of like respect and admiration.
You said it right the first time.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, a similar level, a very similar level to Simone, and I really respect that about the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally fair.
By the way, who is this chick?
Not sure.
That's Kyle Rayner's girlfriend that he stole from Hal Jordan.
Oh, fun.
Wait, that's Carol? Is that actually Carol?
I'm pretty sure that's Carol.
I
Stole Hal Jordan's girl?
No, the scene was so funny because Kyle like fucked off for a while, and it was like, all right, we gotta go, Kyle. We gotta go find Kyle. Where is he? And then Carol goes, I can get us there because I can teleport to the one I love, who's Kyle Rayner. And Hal Jordan's standing right there going, what the fuck? She said that in front of Hal Jordan.
Bozo.
Oh my god, that is hilarious. Like I said earlier, Hal and Carol have a very complicated relationship with her being a Star Sapphire.
It sounds like with Kyle and Carol, it's not complicated at all.
It's not complicated on Kyle's end.
We love Kyle Rayner.
Yeah, this boy is getting more based and based by the second. Let's go.
Yeah.
No. Wait, if they ever put her on Death Battle, imagine that if there's a scene in the fight where she teleports both her and her opponent to like Kyle Rayner, and she's like, "Shit, come, babe."
No.
Oh, yeah, it's like she teleports to Kyle at the end of this fight where he's just disappearing.
It's like, and she's just like, what the hell?
No, imagine there's like an aftermath where Carol teleports to Kyle and is like, "Hey, babe, I need you for something," and then she looks down, and then Simone's like, "Come with me, bitch."
Simone steals her again.
Jesus
Christ.
God.
He would never. He's too loyal to Nia.
He's too loyal. He's too loyal.
Yeah, he's too loyal to Nia.
Also,
I respect Simone for that.
Also,
Sailor Galaxia jump scare.
Yeah, the fuck. They brought back the fuck word.
They brought it back.
Bring back the fuck. Bring back the fuck.
There's the Lego.
Oh, look, it's Lego Batman Kyle Rayner. Fuck yeah!
Lego Batman Kyle Rayner.
Wait, Jonathan, did you forget that was there?
Yeah, I genuinely forgot that was there.
Yeah, well, I guess they needed 2 video game shots, and that's the only one they had for Kyle.
I just love it though. When it comes to the Lego lanterns, I love it how, like, you know, since Lego figures they can't really show rings on the hand, so they just have them holding them.
I was about to, because like they're holding this big ass ring.
All right, the combatants are set.
Yeah, I love it.
Run the data through all possible.
Yeah.
Anyways, time for peak.
This is just a donut I painted white. That's okay, that's really cool the way they did those panels. It started like with them at the beginning of their journeys, so to speak.
I have a
Yeah.
very, very strong and elaborate opinion on this. I will explain it after the fight, but either way, once I start cooking, I would like you all to let me. Just a fair warning.
All right. And we'll do this the same way we've been doing it for the last few ones, where we'll let the fight play out in its entirety, and then after we finish the video, we'll go back and like look at the little deep cuts, because there are some Easter eggs I would like to point out myself.
Possibilities. It's time
And now here they are at their peaks. All right. I know I've already seen this, but I will choose to geek out anyway.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not rusty at all. Hey, dude.
I love the post biz.
Ring says you've got a Class A.
I never would have expected this to be fully hand-drawn, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
Exactly like how I picture Deep sound like. I love it.
Officer. Just who the hell do you think you are?
I'm also kind of glad that they don't have too many Ben versus Hal references.
Yeah.
Yeah, Galactus and Robin was all they needed.
Poltergeist. Shenron.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought that was Ghidorah, but I think it was mainly because of the yellow color.
The horn from the Monster Hunter.
That one gets me every time.
So funny.
That's hilarious. Now we're in space.
Here we go.
And this track goes so freaking hard.
It's
so good.
Yeah.
That's crazy that we gotta pierce the heavens that quickly.
Famous line. Oh, this was a moment I was so happy about.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that it's Superman.
Having a armor Superman construct.
Simon's right, that is so cool.
Sword and a
Robot
blue
versus that
shield.
sucker from Elden Ring confirmed.
Break the unbreakable!
You ain't know?
Now you know!
Oh.
The probability missiles.
I don't know why they use the probability missiles.
So good.
They actually did bring in the source wall.
Yeah. This is so crazy.
Yeah!
And right into the source, bro.
They do such a good job, like, getting the existential dread across here, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About your fear of
So
death.
Let's play out. Let's play out.
Your compassion for me, your hope for the future. Choose life.
Oh, I love this part so much.
I choose my bro.
That believes in you.
I choose my bro.
Yeah!
So good.
It is so sick.
It's so
Genuine.
Forget piercing the heavens. I'm gonna go higher.
I'm pissed here.
And I love how he just combines all the
The lantern.
Everyone quiet. We just need to listen to this.
Oh, this lot, yeah, and part.
Yeah.
Let it play out.
The super weapon wasn't your mech. It was me. Then, Simone, I'm taking you in. In brightest day, in blackest night. No evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern fly!
Oh God, it is so high.
Let's see you.
Got him!
Oh my God, it is so high.
So good.
Ninjas.
A good lantern.
The icing on the cake.
Yeah.
I've been chosen.
Just who the hell do you think I am?
He won't be
Simon, you just killed a man. Why the fuck are you aura farming?
I know, right?
That's Gurlog in a nutshell.
I mean,
aura farming.
that really, there really is no other way they could have ended that too.
Yeah. There's so much I could say about the fight, but if we're gonna go to the conclusion net first before we do.
And I like how like the ending of Kyle's analysis mentioned how like he would be the one giving out rings just to, like, justify that one moment. Very nice cohesion.
Oh yeah.
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 And I do like to imagine that I think Simo took the ring. I think he took the ring.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe that was the line I missed on my first viewing. I was like, okay, it's a cute ending, even if it kind of comes out of nowhere. But I was like, oh wait, the announcement. But then watching it here, I was like, oh wait, the announcement kind of foreshadowed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Green Lantern Simone would go crazy.
I do. I like how they keep
But he
it.
would still just use nothing but drills.
Yeah, you
a quick
pretty much.
question about Green Lantern Simone. Would the dimensional tiering stack?
Yes.
Oh my god. So now it's got like 25.3 dimensions or whatever.
Yeah, there's ads on.
Oh god.
Does it stack? This is a very important question.
And man, like
No,
God,
no,
it's just-
11 plus 12 is 23.
I also really love just like how that the Green Lantern oath was delivered. That's like one of the like phrases that will get me hyped no matter what, and it was delivered perfectly.
Dude,
He probably should have been the White Lantern oath because this was White Lantern Kyle, but like, who gives a shit?
Honestly, like
White Lanterns don't have an oath.
like by the end of it, he kind of like
You'll probably get some
he
moments from people, but like no one would take it seriously.
I feel like by the end of that chant,
People point out 'cause it's like,
by the end of that chant, he was sort of like channeling the inner metal singer within him, like with how hard the yelling went.
Yeah, especially since like what I definitely think is the intention behind the ending is that like at that point both are just like they've blown through so much of their power that the only thing that's what's keeping them going still is their sheer willpower, and that's why it's the Green Lantern oath specifically that he's saying, because that's what's keeping him going, his willpower.
It comes down to willpower at the end of the day.
True.
But I'm still confused why like he's using his Green Lantern ring, yet he's still in his White Lantern outfit. I'm still a little confused on
To be
that.
honest, that's
to be
kind
fair,
of
he was also like using orange and yellow Lantern powers with his Green Lantern suit. So like, it wasn't exclusive. It's at least not exclusive to that moment.
It's
also
it's something that Kyle, Rayner, and Joyous will probably immediately notice as discrepancy, but it's not something that like bothers them that much. Although like I was talking about this episode with a friend of mine since they mentioned Luigi Poltergeist and being like, we couldn't tell if it was supposed to be Orange Lantern or Yellow Lantern, but then I said, hey, they were using its cannon powers, then it would be like Red Lantern Poltergeist, which would give some very funny implications.
I'm assuming that it's Orange Lantern because he's sucking up the drills, like he's taking the drills. So greed.
Oh yeah.
That
it is Orange Lantern because like the shading on the coloring on the Orange Lantern and the Yellow Lantern, like they're both they are both different, even though like they are kind of affected by the lighting, but like the Poltergeist does have like different coloring on its it than the Shenron construct.
Also, I love that Ringmaster gives a shout out to the sunglasses here.
For the guy with the snazzy sunglasses.
Yeah.
When both combatants possess unlimited power, it's hard to judge them by our normal standards. Take speed. Simone can hit an infinite number of targets all at once, and Kyle can fly fast enough to surpass the normal.
I don't know how to do this. They show the physical stats, but they don't like make it a major category because like it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like, they're measurable.
It's just these characters are so ridiculous. There's no point in going over it.
Analyze them through a lens more applicable to beings as absurd as Simone and Kyle. Their imagination, their willpower, and their ultimate potential.
First up, imagination.
I love how they kind of threw everyone for a loop by making potential smaller, but then getting to willpower first. So you're like, oh wait, so I guess willpower is the most important thing. But then they trick you, like the willpower comes down to potential, actually.
Yeah, I like
that was pretty neat.
I like the unique pacing that they have with the region. It definitely made it.
Yeah, the way they did this was really well done. Yeah.
Anything the other like observing each other's attacks, fighting across time, anything.
Simone did have a few attacks.
See, I was expecting Kyle to take imagination, but they bring up very interesting points to justify it being a tie. Aberration who destabilized the natural laws of a universe after a long enough time. In comparison, the Anti-Spiral had complete control over the laws of countless universes and could erase fundamental concept, yet could not erase Nia from existence.
Because Nia's just that good.
I think in terms of the imagination, I think at a certain level, I think Kyle definitely has the edge in imagination. I think it just kind of boils down to like anything that Kyle can do with his imagination, Simone has like a way to either resist or keep up nonetheless. So that's why I end up being a tie.
Ability altering missiles.
Yeah.
But it's likely Kyle could adapt considering his ring could protect against existence being erased across the multiverse.
See, I always get confused by this. So they always bring up Kilowog surviving this. Why don't they have, what was Hal doing when the erasure happened?
I think it's because like Kilowog is the most concrete example.
Okay.
Probably.
So, like, there are moments where Hal Jordan, like, post-crisis Hal Jordan directly references, like, pre-crisis moment.
Well, yeah, because they have gone into that with Superman's analysis that pretty much everything is canon now.
Yeah.
Kilowog versus Top win.
And in general, Kyle's constructs were a lot more creative.
Yeah, who?
Top.
Dragon Ball. Okay.
Oh, Dragon Ball Top. Yeah.
I didn't know that was a matchup.
Yeah.
Kilowog. That one's fun.
All I know is that
I wasn't saying who. I was saying like ooh.
All I know is that I love that that's another Ray Hurd role. Then he came to voice Spawn, and we showed how cool he is.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be funny if Ray Hurd would be on Kilowog versus Top, but he voiced Kilowog instead of Top.
That'd be a fun way to get around it.
Yeah.
Arsenal, which was mostly drills. Though again, nothing Simone couldn't adapt to with, say, his energy absorption.
I hope they bring him back.
That leaves the other main factor for both characters, the origin of their unbelievable might, their willpower.
And that's really gonna be the winning factor here, since it's the source of everything for both of them. Whoever's got the stronger willpower wins.
Both can manipulate reality on a multiversal scale with
a similar manner to the multiversal labyrinth. Oh, okay. Oh, they're saying it's similar to Source Wall imprisonment because several DC characters have escaped it in the past. Okay.
Fair.
You need an 11th level intellect to survive it, but some people are overqualified.
Well, yeah. See the reason I'm reacting like this, by the way, even though I've seen this episode, I haven't actually read any of the black boxes in depth.
Same.
Dimensions to roughly calculate a difference. This might sound absurd for most characters, but it's necessary for beings as beyond the pale as Simone and Kyle.
The multiverse labyrinth that Simone absorbed contained 11 spatial dimensions. That's 1.3 dimensions less than the multiverse Kyle's power can threaten.
See, that's another reason it's good that Simone was first. So that way they had a chance to go over the dimensional stuff, since they sort of had time to do that, and it was a bit more intrinsic to Simone's story, whereas with Kyle it's just sort of a passing comment. So like the fact that it's already established like what dimensions are, it makes that moment like a bit more understandable, and that you can just like move on from it.
Yeah, one of these analyses had to dive into what dimensional tiering is, and like it definitely makes more sense for it to be Simone than Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because like Gurren Lagann is all about like dimensions and all this stuff, and they keep always like keep noting about how many dimensions this thing has or like that thing has, Yeah.
Oh, it's funny that you mentioned. Oh yeah, Gurren Lagann's all about dimensions. That's literally like the last 6 or 7 episodes. Yeah, that's how much over.
It's definitely funny explaining to someone who hadn't seen Gurren Lagann. It's like, well, where all this shit come from? I go, I'm gonna be honest. This comes from like the last 5 episodes.
It's exactly. It's hilarious.
In a sense, Simone versus Kyle is kind of a spoiler matchup. I don't think you're not supposed to know that Simone gets that powerful going into the show. Like that's supposed to like feel it as it's it's kind of like how Kira versus Adachi is also a blatant spoiler of a matchup as well.
God, with both of these matchups, at least the material that you're working with is like decades old at this point. It's not like a Gojo versus Makima where it's just like, oh, that's happening as the Chainsaw Man and
despite the fact that they aired that episode just at the right time where both characters were dead.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Funnily enough, Kira vs. Adachi could also be potentially become another spoiler episode again because Persona 4 remake is coming soon.
Yeah, Persona 4 Revival was
Persona
announced
4
today.
Revival, the most not shocking announcement of all time.
That's a very interesting
Tell me
name.
whether or not you're going to be reprising your role as Luke Von Fires in Tales of the Abyss.
Oh my God!
I did not understand it.
Yeah, are you
There
on?
was passion. There was passion in your voice.
He's underwater or something.
I'm hoping for a Tales of the Abyss remake.
Well,
hello. How are you?
I find it interesting how consistently the subtitle has always been an R word for each of these remakes.
Yeah, Royal Rewind.
Reload.
Reload. Yeah, I was gonna say rewind. Reload and then Revival.
Oh, that's hot.
Now give us our Persona 1 and 2 remakes.
Yeah, Persona 1 Rewind.
There we go.
And remember,
Persona 1, but with actual personas.
Starring Will Smith as the protagonist.
mentioned
Yes,
infinitely
sir.
surpasses the.
And they're able to get away with it because he only. Oh, okay. So I wasn't seeing things. That is actually the Scuttlebug. Okay, good. Because I was pretty sure I saw the eyes. I was like, am I gaslighting myself into thinking that's a Scuttlebug? In fact, I'm just gonna look up.
Wiki noticed Scuttlebug, so you were always right about that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see what happens when I look up Scuttlebug.
Firefox.
Nice.
Scuttlebug.
A little scooter, yeah.
Oh yeah, I use fire.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Oh yeah, I use fire. I use Firefox. Sue me. Yeah.
I'm not suing you. I'm just used to seeing people using Chrome.
Fair enough.
I am too.
I tried to use Opera GX. I don't like it.
I've never used Opera GX myself, to be honest.
This video better not be sponsored by Opera GX. This video better not be.
Well, I just said I don't like it, so I think that deal is already through the floor.
I think that.
Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, Opera GX, Raid Shadow Legend. What's the other two?
NordVPN.
Blue Apron. Would Blue Apron be one?
Surfshark.
Not anymore.
Adam and Eve. What was that one website where a bunch of people were cheating? Oh fuck, I can't remember.
Cheating? What?
There was a website that
Price.
like, people in married relationships would go to find other people in married relationships and like cheat on their significant other.
Grinder.
It wasn't Grindr. It was something else. There was like a giant data breach at one point.
Oh wow.
Fuck.
Not gonna
I'm
ask.
actually.
Oh.
I'm actually gonna lose
Not gonna
my
ask.
mind. Need to find out. Not gonna ask what.
Yeah, while you're looking that up, we'll keep it going.
Which meant Kyle's willpower was stronger.
They could potentially have larger scopes, but most interpretations would favor the DC multiverse, given equal leeway. Well, yeah, you'd be hard pressed to find anything that doesn't.
Yeah.
At a base level. However, that doesn't necessarily.
Pricing Simone 1.
for real. Yeah, I was gonna say that earlier about the history of the matchup. That it was sort of made like it felt like a lot of people only talked about it because they wanted a character to beat a DC person. But then Harley versus Jinx happened, and then SpongeBob versus Aquaman happened, and I feel like those episodes kind of killed the hype around this matchup for a little while, purely because
well.
In
that context.
Oh well, I guess a DC character's already lost. But then people were like, no, we need a herald to
DC
lose.
herald.
Whatever the fuck that means.
They're using the term wrong. That's not what a herald is. It pisses me off so damn much because a herald is just someone who's like, oh yeah, shit's about to fucking go down. It doesn't mean, oh yeah, I'm fucking all powerful, bitch. Gambit became a herald and he's not all powerful.
Wait, what?
Gambit.
A reference to like heralds of
Gambit. I thought you said Gambit.
But like now we're applying that to DC as well.
Yeah, what are we saying herald for Marvel as well, or do they have a different word?
No, the herald comes from Marvel. Because Silver Surfer's the herald.
Oh,
yeah, the herald of Galactus.
That's where it comes from.
Now they say Skyfather too.
Yeah, is that fucking Odin? It's just, oh god, I hate this fucking community sometimes.
Yes,
you're just using words incorrectly.
They're making up the meaning of words. You're making up the meaning of words. Perfect copy means he's a perfect copy, not that he's 6 inches tall.
I feel like fuck. I feel like. God,
do you feel like ding dong?
I feel like ding dong in that
Keep on using
goddamn.
that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Inconceivable.
Kyle
Alright.
has the edge because if there's one thing both of these guys are.
Well, I bet Wallace Shawn could voice Tomcat.
Oh, no. That was a random ass thing for you to say.
Yeah, that was random.
He has a similar vocal print as Richard Kind.
Known for is that they can
That's who voiced him in the movie, by the way.
always get stronger.
So to determine the limits of their willpower, we first need to understand their full potential.
Simone's whole deal with spiral power is how he can constantly evolve to get stronger. So just because Simone starts off weaker doesn't mean he'll stay that way.
Absorbing the multiverse labyrinth required Simone to leapfrog several orders of infinity in an instant. Simone made himself
So cool
that
how they
much
visually
stronger
present
through
that.
sheer force of will.
More than enough to close the gap with Kyle.
Yes!
Especially since spiral power also lets him regenerate his body down to an informational level. Kyle's never destroyed something that thoroughly before.
Without the ability to easily kill Simone,
And the anti-spiral has regeneration comparable to spiral users, but Simone overcame them. Yeah, and he could do the same against Kyle's healing and resurrection, including those that work on not... Man.
it was only a matter of time before Kyle's ring ran low on charge. Especially since
Because
Simone could...
I feel like if you had just seen Gurren Lagann, this would be kind of confusing to you. Like, a lot of this does get explained by supplementary material that delves a little bit further into it. That I'm glad I'm kind of glad that they don't delve into it in the show, because that probably would have made the show a lot worse if they spent too much time explaining this shit.
Yeah.
The story takes precedence. The story takes precedence.
Yeah, I prefer to see it presented less explained.
Yeah, well, because they even have bits like that where oh fuck, what's the engineer's name? Like that's Steve Bloom voices.
Well, I don't know what his name is.
Leron, yes, thank you. Because like they have bits like that where Leron is like trying to explain everything point blank to everyone, but like they're all like confused as hell, and so he's eventually like in other words, the universe is ran by love, like that kind of thing. And they're like, oh, now we get it.
That character is voiced by Steve Bloom. Like that is out of all the voices for that character, Steve Bloom is like pretty far down on the list.
It's easily one of his most unrecognizable roles.
Likely regenerate for at least a week straight.
Because he has a pretty distinct voice, is my point.
Like Nia did.
Oh,
Blue Lantern Light could boost Kyle's power. He's never jumped several orders of infinity in strength.
How
like
late
Simone
am
has.
I?
And while Kyle could manipulate
We're in the post-analysis.
We're like probably 2 hours into this recording.
We've been here for a while. Oh, hi Zeo.
Hey.
Don't worry. You'll be able to watch the reaction after this. We went places. Not gonna lie. You'll see what I mean.
Yeah, a lot of.
Just watch the whole thing, or you're a coward.
Eric's gonna cancel. Eric's gonna cancel.
I put
cold happen. Watch the whole reaction, or you're a coward.
Watch the whole yeah.
I would have been here sooner, but I had a party to go to, so yeah.
Oh hey,
How'd that go? But it's fine.
No, you have actual you had something like actually real to go to, so I don't blame you.
Simone's willpower, Simone resisting the labyrinth's mental manipulation meant he could power through anything Kyle threw at him.
Everything.
That really might be one of the greatest like singular feats they've ever talked about, like overcoming the multiverse labyrinth. This is like such an insane thing to try and comprehend.
That is,
It's like a mental trap where you see every single infinite other version of yourself living out their lives.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that is crazy.
It originated from a higher level of reality and would have more than
I love this
even
episode
the
so much
odds.
that I actually started buying Kyle Rayner comics.
Nice.
Yeah. Also,
literally, I have a whole case of
I'm back.
Green Lantern New Guardians.
woo. By the way,
Guardians is such a good run.
By the way, I like
I
that.
even have the point where he transforms.
I like that when we were talking, like the guitar riff came in there. I'm so glad they got See Through back from the Mega Man Battle Royale track.
Yeah. That was good.
I was gonna bring that up earlier, by the way, that it's sort of a Mega Man situation with them like using the different weapons, but their color not changing, like kind of like with what was happening with Kyle here, because that takes a lot of resources.
Yeah.
Also, total side note, I got a whole cosplay outfit of Kyle Rayner that I'm gonna take to the Comic-Con. So you can tell you can tell I love this episode.
Nice.
Mainly Kyle.
Yeah.
I think you showed
Not only he's
Luckily, you got to the part where we still have to go back to the fight and overanalyze it, since we just watched through it. So you'll be able to give some thoughts there.
It's just as much a detriment to him as an asset, forcing him to relinquish it to keep from destroying reality.
He looks like he's being stabbed by a giant kitchen knife there.
Yeah, he kind of does.
No, he's in a screaming match.
Yeah, no, I see it.
Oh yeah. He kept the life equation, and he's corrupted and ultimately destroyed by it. The canon Kyle, he saw this potential future, hence why he relinquished the equation. Yep. And those with high willpower are resistant to life equation's effects, such as Zeostorm. Sayonara.
It's that situation where it's a fucking busted ass thing, but Kyle could not use it properly.
Yeah, but and I like how they bring up, even if he could, Simone would still have resistances to it.
Yeah,
kind of like the one thing I was expecting from this episode, because I always knew like the life equation always had that, like, let's call it the white elephant in the room.
Yeah, for real.
Because like the entirety of the waiting period was basically like, oh, I don't know who's gonna win. Like I could see Simone, but like life equation, and then people were like, wait, what can Kyle do with the life equation again? And then people were like,
some bullshit. Some bullshit there.
Oh, of course you're bringing up this video.
I don't know.
Wait.
That's not that one.
Oh yeah, if you post the fight only as a video, you are cringe. You are fake news.
A little.
Yes.
Hey,
you are fake news.
Fuck fight only people.
Oh gosh, I always have oh yeah, here
The analyses also matter.
That does it! I activate this card! Well, I activate this card! Then I activate this card! And I activate
shout out to little Karibo.
This card! I activate this!
Peter,
I
do that.
activate this!
You
I
have no
activate your
bigger.
mama! Then I activate...
What? You, my bigger
What?
The fuck you, I'm still bigger is my favorite.
Fuck you, I'm still bigger.
Still bigger.
This video is literally exactly what happened.
My favorite one is like a fan comic where it's like Kyle goes, "Fine, huh? Thanks for the tip," and then Steve goes,
"Complex ability."
And then kind of like, ah, shit.
I gotta. There was a meme. I got it.
It's like the ghost of bed saying it. Don't mention time travel.
Don't mention that.
Also, shout out to Liam, who posted an image of like a Timberland boot the day, like an hour before the fight premiered.
What the?
Oh my goodness!
Why did Big Simo such a fucking hunk? What the fuck?
Look at him!
My boy looking like Broly.
No, yeah, that is a Broly reference.
I get Raccoon's like, why is Sweet Tooth there?
Because it's
because he was
DC characters that have lost, or the characters that have lost to DC characters in the past.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's She-Ra.
Oh, and
Sonic.
also shout outs to the Gurren Lagann subreddit for being absolute shad, because not only were they celebrating Simo's victory, but there were also some posts on the subreddit where they were like, "Remember, a real man never speaks ill of Kyle Rayner."
Hell yeah.
Yes.
That's such a good.
So anyone on Gurren Lagann, if you're watching this, you guys are based for that. Thank you so much for being good sports about your W.
It's not often that we get to say Reddit is based.
It amazes me.
Like the quote broomstick from the Mega Man Battle Royale, you got one, bud.
Got one.
So-
It amazes me that the waiting period for this matchup was so respectful. Then you transition to the next time's waiting period.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that later. Don't you worry. I love this, but this is also really funny. Yeah, I like that Sasuke is just like very casually in the background there.
I wish I could read that, but like I'm driving, so
Oh,
I
it's
can't.
the first panel is at the Yuri Lowenthal voiced characters clubhouse. And it's Ben going, aim for the ring, aim for the ring.
Big weakness. Watch out for the boot. Don't mention time.
It's at the and then it's meanwhile at the Meme Lord clubhouse. Hal invited Kyle for a little visit, and you can see Booster Gold and Reverse Flash in the background.
Based. That is based.
Remember, time is key, and a good tip. Yes, I know. This is like the 109th time you talked about it. Expect several cosmic attacks.
I
can do that too.
All right.
Oh, hey, I can do that too.
It's kind of my thing.
It's kind of my thing.
Here's an army of memes
from every second we fought so far.
Yeah. That is I agree. That is an underrated episode.
Yes.
I'll see you in hell, you goddamn golden asshole.
What makes that moment for me? What makes that moment for me is Booster Gold's facial expression.
Yes. Facial expression.
He's just like, all right, I am done with you. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Goodbye. See you later.
Fuck off.
In reality and himself.
Compare that to Simone, who merged with a version of himself writing a version of Gurren Lagann.
What the fuck?
To make that fiction into reality.
A pretty similar level of reality to the life equation.
There you
a
go.
level of power Simone had no trouble embracing and mastering by the end of his story. No matter
Yeah, it comes down to Simone is simply built different.
how you look at it,
Yep.
Simone might start
Even
hard,
for
but his
even
peak will
built
always
more different than DC's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like honestly, this might be one of the most thematic victories that we've gotten lately, because like you could say that for like Joker versus Giorno, Bowser versus Eggman, Shigaraki versus Mahito. Like the winners were kind of intrinsic to the themes of that episode. This one feels like even more so. Like Simone winning like feels so like important to like what these two stand for, and like the idea of like going beyond your limits and just like the indomitable human spirit, as they say. And it just it really is like that show in a nutshell, and it's kind of the perfect way to represent him.
Yeah. Definitely. Isn't that how all of Simone's battles usually go anyway?
Yep, it's Guts versus Nightmare, but actually makes sense.
No, well, literally, I was telling people about it. It was just like, Simone's the one fucking character where they could get away with that reasoning.
Yeah, he literally does this every day.
Literally.
In a nutshell.
So Simone's incredible potential eclipsed Kyle.
There you go.
Which means his willpower was ultimately greater. Kyle may have embodied life itself, but Simone's unstoppable evolutionary potential would shatter even this lantern's.
So they kind of make a distinction between creativity and imagination, I suppose, when it came to that box they had earlier. Because Kyle is more creative, but the imagination of what they're capable of is pretty even. So I get that.
It makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I hope Kyle at least dug the fight, because when it comes to death battle losers, he was a dead ringer.
Boomstick is foul for that one. He is foul for that one.
And you were totally
The winner is Simone the Digger.
Yes, this clip. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, next time is peak. Next time is peak.
For 2 years.
It's finally happening.
Finally happening.
Finally here.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
There's shout out to Coyote versus Acme getting saved.
Hell yeah. Ketchup Entertainment. You guys are the goats.
Now you have to pick between someone who's promoted genocides and someone who is at P. Diddy parties.
Oh God!
Yeah, getting into
Tell me the context of this.
Yeah, so let's just say that Tom versus okay, where Simone versus Kyle has been all about respect, Tom versus Wiley has been all about propaganda, like agenda pushing. And like we've seen things like Wiley was there like getting O.J. Simpson the innocent verdict at the trial.
Oh my god! It's that old thing. Yeah.
And also like
fucking wild.
That Tom is at the P. Diddy party or whatever.
What the Jesus Christ.
What happened was the Reddit, like, whenever people talk about the matchup, it was just like, I mean, it's too complicated to talk about. So someone just started making images of like, no, Wiley should lose. Here's him at the Battle of Verdun or some shit like that. And then it just kept getting weirder and weirder.
Oh my god. How did this whole situation even
Yeah, there's an entire Google Doc of all the accusations.
Oh my god.
It's getting to a point where I feel like somebody needs to make a parody style video essay canceling the both of them. And you could like make it in a similar style as I Love Kim Possible a lot.
No. Oh no. It all loops back. It looked back. We look right back to I Love Kim Possible a lot.
Yeah.
How did we do? What the fuck has this episode done to us? We've talked about I Love Kim Possible. Carrick made a sexist joke. We ended up talking about fetishes. It was insane.
We looped back just like the spiral inward.
Yeah.
There you
go.
Inward. This is not spiral outward. We're not evolving.
This is some Uzumaki shit right here.
This is pure Uzumaki.
Okay, so okay, time to go like super in depth here. I love anytime that they bring in the comic panel vibe going here. Look, if you guys will look in the credits, DJ got to work on the Viz post again for this one, along with Jukum, Luis, and Zach. I really hope they can do that.
Jukum animated?
For Viz post, yeah.
Origin helped make this, right?
Yeah, it was this was Larry, Assassin Knight, Origin, and Zach were on the animation team.
I can definitely see Larry's part of this. I can definitely see Larry.
Yeah.
I reckon I already know where Larry's part's in there, and I love his animation style. It just feels so unique.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could if you could be the single-handed reason that Among Us versus Fall Guys exists, there's a lot to respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maxwell versus Sackboy for Death Battle.
Also, I'm guessing Chad and John provided like the voice for the ring at the end. Is my guess?
No. Chad was common.
Chad was common.
Oh, okay.
And then John Mitchell was the ring.
Okay. Okay. Honestly, Chad is commenting
John Mitchell said that he was waiting for this fight since he was like 12 years old.
Aw.
Wow.
I will say, Chad as Kamina makes a lot more sense than Harry Potter.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Never coming back on the show, by the way. Put Gandalf against the D&D guy.
I agree.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I feel like the sort of implication here is that this takes place after Nia passed away, and so like
that's what I was thinking.
And so Simon decided like for old time's sake to bust out the mech again, and which is why he's like, all right, looks like I'm not rusty. I guess he was just literally just doing it for fun.
I gotta make my leave. I gotta go do shit. So.
All right. Yeah. Steve. Yeah. Thank you for coming. Do you have any closing thoughts before you go, Steve?
All right. First off, I'm still on my hater shit, so I gotta say this because I got into this argument today, and I'm very not happy about that. If you think that Simone only won because of the backlash to Ben and Hal, dog, I got a bridge to sell you. I got some sand to sell you. I got all this shit to sell you. And also, like, come on, just hit me. I have snake oil at the fucking ready for you. I promise this shit will make you smart.
Oh, boy.
Not naming names, I'm just a hater.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But outside of that, This episode's fucking peak. It was great. Simon's the go. Kyle's the go. We love Kyle. Respect. We love people reading Kyle's comics. We love people watching Gurren Lagann. This is great. Next time it's going to be a movie. Peace out.
Oh, for sure.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yep, there you go.
I also might need to take my leave too. I have a party to attend, but I had a blast here, and yeah.
Very nice.
First we saw Moro cook, then we saw Zach cook. Now it's time for Luis to cook.
Oh yeah,
I'm so hyped for next time.
This is an All Might moment. Now it's your turn. And it's Luis in place of Deku.
Yes,
I agree.
Anyway, see you guys next time for Wiley versus Tom. See you.
Which I still can't believe that's only 2 weeks from now. That's still hard for me to comprehend.
It's crazy how much time, how time is flying by so fast. Like I remember, it feels like just. Granted, it might be just because of this reaction. But it feels like this episode only came out like I don't know, to like last Sunday. And we just got the Wiley preview today. Like what the heck?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I should have mentioned that earlier. I told Steve about this, but when I watched Simone versus Kyle, I downloaded it on my phone since I have YouTube Premium, and you know they let you do that for offline watching. I was in an airplane when I watched this episode, so the fact that I got to watch an episode all about piercing the heavens while I was amongst the heavens felt like one of the most fitting ways to watch this episode.
Yeah,
like
you can't make that up.
When I got home and watched this episode, I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was me, but with my group of friends.
I was watching. I was watching the episode with a close versus debating friend of mine, and we were both popping off at like how crazy it was going.
I want to give
I watched this episode while I was in Canada.
I want to give a brief shout out to my boy Levitation and his reaction to this moment here when Simone busted out of the source wall.
About your fear of death, your life. Have faith in the
I love how he reacts here.
Believes in you.
Do it, buddy. Fuck yeah. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Holy shit! This looks so cool.
And then when it gets to
this guy again?
This is Levitation. He was lead animator on Smash Bracket, and he also voices Bill Cipher for me.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Let's see you grit those teeth.
This is all. I watch. Look at this.
No way. No way. No way. No way.
You'd make a good lantern.
No way. No fucking way.
Simone of Earth, you have been chosen. Just who the hell do you think I am?
Simone fucking what?
What the
When both combatants possess it's hard to judge them by our normal standards.
Honestly, my group reaction too.
He gave it to Simone.
Yeah. Oh god, I love his reaction was so genuine there. I loved it.
Oh yeah, I remember watching it too. It was great.
I love these kind of reactions so much.
While I was rooting for Kyle, after watching the fight, I didn't even give a fuck about the victor. Like, it was so peak that I literally ascended across the heavens.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like that one SpongeBob image where he's like being lifted up and like it's all glowing.
Pretty much. Like, I could not give a shit about the victor. Like, dude, this was like peak fiction. Reasons why I want to be an animator. And
yeah. We'll keep going.
More inspiration.
We'll keep going through it to say why.
Yes.
And some voids there. Very nice. Oh, and yeah, just like the way getting the comic panel editing in there. They made this feel like a living, breathing comic, which is so good for a character like Kyle, who is who's trapped in the comics.
Yeah. And too, if you saw the hand, it was only his index finger and his thumb that caught it.
Yeah.
I even like how when he's reading this out, you can see the words on the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic galactic super weapon.
Also, for those in case you might have caught it, there you can see a squirrel and bunny in the background because Zach loves putting squirrels in his animations.
Yeah, it's Zach and his girlfriend, I'm pretty sure.
Squirrel girl, let's go.
Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah, apparently Zach got a girlfriend.
Whatever that is, I'm thinking it's the giant mech.
I like how he's twirling the glasses.
Yeah, it's just so casual.
I love the voice actors. I especially love Kyle's.
Yeah, no, they did a great job. I'm happy they brought Kieran back, because like he had like a really good performance with fucking Giorno, but I'm glad they gave him a character that felt a bit more true to the source material than Giorno, who was a bit more of a villain in that episode, if we're being honest.
Thank you. Yes. That's like my main gripe with Giorno's representation. They basically made him overly Dio-coded.
Which I
like,
get.
Just to make the fight work.
I get why they did that, since like they're in his palace, so he's gonna be a little exaggerated. But I feel like they needed something like the aftermath sequence that John made in his spare time, where we see the actual Giorno and his take on everything, so that the vision feels a bit more clear. And it's because that's the only version of Giorno we have to go off of in that episode. And
Not even that, just like a proper setup for why Joker wants to steal Giorno's heart.
Yeah.
Like you can make a pretty understandable explanation for why that is.
I mean, the fact of the matter is that like the fact that he has a palace in the first place means that like that is a heart worth stealing for the Phantom Thieves. Yeah. There is that.
Yeah, I like what's Matt.
But like Giorno is like it doesn't work as well as say like someone like Maruki, who's like clearly manipulative. Like Maruki is like a good person deep down, but he has a palace because what he's doing is like not exactly ideal. Like like it's borderline manipulation and gaslighting.
Well, you see, but that's the thing. Having distorted desires is what gives you a palace, but like the distorted desires don't necessarily mean that you're a bad person.
Right.
It just means that you have you have like a bad ideal, like basically like Maruki or like any of the other palace owners in a.
Futaba is the big one I can think of. Like right off the bat, she had a palace of her own.
Yeah, and again, if they just gave a reason as to what made Giorno's heart so twisted, everything would have felt more understandable.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would so much that they could have like.
I wouldn't have minded if they give it like a little preamble, Gojo versus Makima style. I think that for just for the setup.
Yeah, something like that. Instead of just going into Gold Experience, go Arset.
Yeah, Joker versus Solid Snake. Joker versus Solid Snake. The Smash Bracket episode. They had a pretty good way of getting around it by including a little team discussion scene with the Phantom Thieves explaining what the mission was and why they were infiltrating the place. That kind of help things make a bit more sense in context of the story. I know that would probably be hard to include in the context of Death Battle, but I don't know, just like little things like that to help things make a bit more sense. It doesn't help. It doesn't help It doesn't help that episode is so short to begin with as well. I think it's still by far the shortest one of Independent Death Battle.
For sure,
it definitely would have gone.
Yeah.
It definitely would have helped, but like I think just like the basis of like Giorno having a palace, meaning that he has some distorted desires, that's enough of a reason to be like, yeah, it makes sense that Joker would go after Giorno and steal his heart. I think that's enough for me.
No, I was referencing Solid Snake versus Joker, the Smash Bracket.
That episode too. Okay, yeah.
Also, a little quick thing like
Snake versus Joker. Okay.
Yes.
A little quick thing about this, like it's Simone versus Kyle. I like the fact that Simone calls Kyle officer. Like he's actually being a little bit respectful towards Kyle. Like, cause like he's not calling him any names. He's just being like, sorry, officer. This mech is just mine. I'm gonna have to
as he goes in for a punch.
Yeah.
Well, because like as they
he doesn't even say it in like a mocking tone, like sorry, officer, or anything like that.
Yeah.
No, he's just like he's confident. He's like.
Yeah, it's more like
you have him being all confident and uppity like that, but like he's not being disrespectful. He's not like taunting him.
If anything, it's more
coming from like a place of like arrogance.
If anything,
like
it's more like
confidence.
It's more like incredulous almost. Like who the hell are you? Like this is mine. You can't just take it from me.
It's what I like about. Man, I really like Simone's characterization in this episode.
I will say, on the topic of voice acting for Simone, there is a line that I do want to point out later that just like really got me.
Yeah, the snazziness of it, and any episode that references Balrog, by the way,
10 out of 10.
You're
Round of
good.
applause.
You're gonna. If you remind me of.
Saying Jotaro versus Kenshiro is also a 10 out of 10 because it referenced Balrog.
No, mention that one.
In
no.
references Balrog in the animation. Let me pivot.
Good boy.
Good boy. Oh yeah, this is a cool detail. So, first off, I love the use of the poltergeist here. It makes sense for it to be Greed, and he counters the drills there, like effortlessly. Remember that for later.
You know, I can also honestly say that the vacuum completely fits Greed because anytime I play Luigi's matches, I'm just treasure hunting the entire time.
Money.
Sucking
Give me all the
everything
money.
up.
Give me all the money.
Next one is Wario's
Going to the
mansion.
game. Next, he summons Shinron.
I'm glad you pointed that out, and it's made him yellow because it's like, all right, I'm gonna freak you out. I'm a dragon.
I'm a dragon.
So this next
this
reference,
is a monster hunter.
yeah, it's
I was
called
wondering what that
Barbaros or
was.
something like that. Barbar, I think it's something like that.
Barbados?
Yeah. Barbados, yes.
Barbados
that's what
Slim.
it is. It's like his horns.
Barbaros? Oh,
Barbados.
Barbados, yeah.
But because this is Chicago, they will not fucking let
Oh, it is
me.
Barbaros.
Banbaro, that's what it's called.
Okay.
Chicago is like that.
And it has to be Red
that
Lantern.
sounds like an Italian restaurant.
Yeah. Welcome to Barbaros.
I could go for some Italian food. And all
Barbados.
Or, this is my favorite construct.
That is like such a funny way to get the head off the main body.
That's
so Kyle.
Yeah.
That's such a Scott the Woz joke.
Dude,
Kyle is such a dork. Oh, and also, it's even funnier when you remember that golf canonically does not exist in Gurren Lagann.
Oh yeah.
Oh right.
Okay.
Like, I've only like only like half of Kyle Rayner comics, and that's something I know he would automatically do.
All right, I'm making.
I will say though,
I'm
like in
making the
terms of like
screen
the
bigger.
fight progression, it is a little funny how jarring it is to like for us to be on ground level and then just immediately we're in space.
See, I think they have a good excuse story-wise because like Kyle's motivation is taking the mech, and so the moment he has it, okay, I got it, I'm out of here, I gotta go, this is supposed to be an in and out thing for me, but it's like, Simone is so like dead, like focused on like, oh, you're not getting away from me that easily. I think that's a good explanation for why they're out there so fast. Also, I made it bigger so you guys can see some Easter eggs here.
Oh yeah, true. I think there's I think Lucina's thing from Awakening.
Yeah, Lucina's gear.
It's not in this shot, but it's in a different shot.
No, it's here. It's here.
There's a heart near the.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, and I can see it. The glare from my light is just.
Is
bright.
you can see the time gear from Explorers of Sky.
Yeah, and then there's a heart for some reason.
Lucina
Yeah,
versus.
I wonder what that's referencing.
I forget the heart is from, but I know it is referencing something.
Lucina versus Grovile is so happening. 2026, get ready, boys.
Yeah.
Prepare yourself.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon propaganda coming your way. Just you wait.
Whoopee.
Oh yeah, and
this
is a love construct. They mentioned it making walls earlier.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But for some reason it's purple.
Yeah. It looks a bit more pink there.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's
more
this,
magenta.
it's this line delivery where he's saying "Peace of Heavens." It sounds exactly like Yuri Lowenthal. It sounds almost identical.
It does.
Yeah. Listen to it again.
Oh, so good.
Oh yeah, I can hear it now.
It sounds almost identical to Yuri. It's crazy.
Yosuke, Death Battle 1.
Oh, yeah. There's Kyle. He's making the Goku pose.
What? That was Goku.
Oh my God. From Goku vs Superman after he got punched by Superman.
Oh yeah.
Because in the blank I forget his name, but that one commentary guy, he's like, Goku got hit so hard that he got hit with that, he got turned into an acute angle.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, and then Spiral the motion like kicking in like so crisply.
Yeah.
See, it is a valid criticism, the pacing of the fight. I get it. I just don't care. I don't care.
Yeah,
That is my response. I simply do not care.
So awesome that I really don't mind the pacing of the fight. Really,
I don't give a flying fuck. That is my response.
We are here to tell you, we don't care.
Cause
leave your.
Yep.
You kind of have to speed through it. See. I would much rather it be that they have like a handful of forms that are given like time to shine and like have cool transformation sequences than trying to fit cram all of the forms in, and it feels rushed like because of that they're not given enough time to shine. Like that to me that feels much more rushed than what they did here.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Goku versus Superman, like what they did with Goku versus Superman 3, where they stuck to like the essential forms they needed: Super Saiyan, Blue, and Ultra Instinct. I think that is probably the best way to go about with Gurren Lagann.
Because the alternative is you got what they did with Asura, where they tried to cram all of his forms in, and a bunch of them like felt like they went out like punks. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like they needed to keep it to just a handful.
Yeah, it just felt like nothing but punching bags for Kratos.
Yeah. So this is a much more preferable to me. And so I think to say that it's a pacing issue, I get it objectively, yes, but at the same time in this context, it makes much more sense to do it this way. So that's why it doesn't bother me.
And also it's cool as fuck.
Bloodright brought up the point of how like it's less like Simone and Kyle no-selling everything and more akin to like them one-upping themselves in the fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Like going further beyond.
Yeah, like that. It's signifying that they're pushing themselves, because in their base forms, it's pretty clear that Kyle takes it handily, which is why like he's going like this. He's jumping this high so quickly. Like that's what he has to do to match Kyle.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, like I love that imagery so much.
There's also a bunch of cameos here too.
Yeah, you see, there's Columbo.
There's Columbo, Miku's
Boot. We got Boot.
I think that's Discord there.
Yeah, it's Discord.
Yeah, it's Discord.
Yeah, it's definitely Discord.
I see. Is that Stars? Is that Stars wand right at the bottom?
At the.
Maybe that's a moon. Maybe.
It looks
like
it.
The Discord and Bill cameos aren't exclusive to season 10.
Yeah, like that's how much of an impact they've had.
Very nice.
Oh yeah, when you get the chance, check the VC by Text Champions.
Oh yeah, Hatsune Miku is also there.
Miku's here.
It's this feels like one of those magic eye things. Oh, Zeo, that's lovely. I'll open that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. It's cool.
Not only that, but I ordered a whole cosplay outfit with. I ordered exactly what I need for Kyle Rayner.
Ooh, nice.
It's also in VC by Text Champions.
Did you get this out of a cereal box and use it to hypnotize your principal into becoming a superhero?
Oh, I just went back in time and went to the first Thanksgiving. What else do you think I did?
Oh, okay. 2 animated movies references in a row. That's crazy. Oh yeah. I don't think you were Zeo. Did you see these?
Oh no, I saw it.
Okay, just checking.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
All right.
Sorry if I'm like quiet, very quiet. It's just I don't know.
Oh no, you're fine.
I've had a long day.
I wasn't sure if you were in the call yet when we talked about this. Okay, moving on. Okay, so dude, I love the watercolor aesthetic here as well. It's so pretty.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful. I also just love his ring lighting up in different colors to signify he's going white.
I love that he uses Superman there.
And that's like robot Superman. That's the construct.
That's cosmic armor Superman, like specifically, but like it has like that kind of like Fleischer face or like the animated series face.
Oh yeah.
Literally his first and only appearance. Well, and JLA, but you know.
Look, Superman was always meant to have the crimson chin, in my opinion. Like he's
and then I like how they have the Superman logo like inside of the White Lantern logo, like on the chest.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And then you'll see that with the other two he makes.
I didn't even
makes
notice that was
a
there.
Green Lantern sword, and then he makes a Blue Lantern shield with the Wonder Woman logo.
Yeah, I like it that signifies how hope and willpower kind of have to work together a lot.
Yeah, they power each other. Or the Blue Lantern powers up the Green Lantern.
Doom!
Or the other way around.
I love Simon's reaction to it.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
he just sounds like such a fanboy there.
He's geeking out.
Yeah.
Then this part, bro. We do the impossible.
Possible. Break the unbreakable.
I might make a Lithe Arrow reference here when it gets to here. And then Kyle's like, "You're a what?" "I'm a digger with a D." And then Kyle's like, "Oh, that's what I heard you say."
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Sonic 06.
Yeah. Wait, see the invisible.
Touch the untouchable.
Touchable.
Oh, that's a universe gone.
Yep.
Napalm laser.
That is so hard.
Oh, it's just
Probability
I
missiles.
love how it's such a great trading of abilities, and the fact that they're doing it while sharing the monologue as well. Like they really get these characters, man.
Like boasting about each other, boasting about themselves to each other. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, he uses the compassion portals there, but oh my gosh, this is what I love about the escalation. So earlier he got rid of them no problem, but now that the probability ones are out, he can't avoid them.
Hit him.
That is such good fight choreography, storytelling there.
And then this part's so sick.
He literally yeets them to the source wall. Which is probably the fastest thing we've seen
and also
on this show.
I think Nen pointed this out in his review as well, but Kyle actually sent the probability missiles to another dimension, it's blinking you'll miss it, but he used BFR on the probability missiles, I believe, but then the missiles just hit him anyway because of how they work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
Okay, it's not BFR, it's portal opening.
Yeah, well, yeah, because he used the compassion ring there.
Yeah.
And that was a power that they said that they could use. See, it's this scene. I will never understand people who say that Kyle got outshined by Simone here, that it felt like Simone favoritism. Sure, Simone got off a pretty meaty combo here, but that entire scene was that trading blows, and the entire first part Kyle was dominating Simone, so they had to lead up to this. So Simone, if anything, Simone kind of needed this moment in order to get even with Kyle. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Also, is this the the faces on the source walls? Is that any reference or something on there? Someone said they saw a Unicron.
There are definitely a few references on there.
It almost feels like Doom Eternal imagery.
Someone said they saw a Unicron on here, and I looked. I was like, I don't see it.
Yeah.
There might be there's Unicron.
Oh, all right then.
I don't think I remember what all the references are on the source wall.
I know on the track guard, there's a bunch of beastmen.
I think Shovel Knight. Yeah, there's Shovel Knight up top right there.
I was about to say this looks like Shovel Knight.
Oh, it is Shovel.
No, the one above. I think the one above.
The one up top, the one up very top, right there. Yeah, you can see his horns on
the
the top.
This one looks more like Shovel Knight to me, though.
To be fair, Shovel Knight's short though.
The helmet design anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Look at this shit. This
is really good.
The stuff they pack into blink and you'll miss it moments too.
Yeah.
God.
It's crazy.
We don't deserve this episode, man.
No, we do not.
This episode's on another level.
But then again, we got it anyway, so I'm just grateful to have it.
Much like the fighters.
Exactly.
Yeah. I had to ponder for my initial reaction was that this is an 11 for me, but I was like, what was that just too much hype? Was it just a recency bias? But I'm still leaning towards 11, even after that, because with how much this episode gets right.
You think that was this? I had to think a lot about this, but just the entire episode and something else, this is my favorite episode of Death Battle.
Oh,
man. Dude, not only this episode got me back on the DC hype train, but now Kyle's my favorite Lantern character and overall favorite Green Lantern at all.
Aw, nice.
Yeah.
And then there's my opinion, but we'll get there when we get to a certain part of the animation.
We'll
I'll
get
tell
there
you when we get there.
We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
Yep.
There when we get.
Also, fantastic line read here. Honestly, that's one of my favorite. That's probably one of my favorite combos too. Just like the drill, like the zzz, like is so satisfying with the sound design and the impact.
Yeah, the sound design killed it.
And that's what he drills him into the source wall. Like that is such
And
a perfect.
breaks through it.
Like we knew that. I think we knew that he was gonna have a drilling through the wall scene because like that feels too fitting for Simone. But I love the way they incorporated that in the fight.
Yeah, because in the build-up for this episode, it was definitely like, oh, there's gonna be a part where Kyle traps Simone in the source wall, and Simone will break out. No, we're having Simone get in there himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the fact that Simone drills himself into his own like his own like disadvantaged state. Like he takes them to Kyle's like home turf, which is really funny to me.
My favorite shot of the fight. Like look at this.
God, they could have this could have so easily become a Flash versus Sonic moment of you've mastered speed, but I've mastered fate. Oh god, that would have been so. Oh, I'm so glad they didn't do that.
I'm glad they did not do that.
Kyle here, he feels powerful. Like he feels like, yeah, I gotta take this guy out now.
Yeah, this is more of like more of Kyle like locking in.
Yes. Yeah. And then he tells Simone, taste the rainbow.
So yeah, I've seen people talk about this. Would Simone just like be stuck in purgatory if he wasn't able to break out of this? Because the life equation's kind of weird, you know.
Yeah, so basically what would happen here is that Simone would lose his will to fight, and thus, you know, he wouldn't be able to like use Gurren Lagann at all, and then probably Kyle would just kill him because at that point he wouldn't be using spiral energy to regenerate himself, and then there.
So essentially, like Vader versus Obito, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. When you put it like that, okay. Although, man, that would have been such a bummer if that's how this ended.
That could be the most lamest way this could have ended.
For real.
What I do like though is that like they only like this like Kyle trying to appeal to Simone by like you know, choose life. I'm glad they only stuck with the emotions that, you know, actually made sense for Kyle to use.
Yeah.
Like, you know, your fear of death, your love for your friends, your compassion for me, your hope for the future. I'm glad they didn't try to find a way to like put in rage or avarice, because that would have just been weird.
It felt it feels shoehorned, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad they stuck with the emotions that.
Yeah, very good writing choice. That's another reason why this is my favorite part of the animation. Like, genuinely. Also, it works as like a subtle nod to like when Simone escaped the multiversal labyrinth.
Yeah.
Like it's remembering Kamina.
Yeah.
Oh
it's
god.
Such a very well done scene.
God, I love this. Still, the comic aesthetic is such a like consistent theme throughout this whole animation.
And also just like black and white. Black and white, it's like this has been brought up before, but black and white is used to represent dramatic moments in Gurren Lagann, and it's basically doing that.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So good.
Yeah,
so,
you could hear
so
Chad.
was that Chad?
Chad James.
Yeah, that is Chad.
Look, even ignoring the fact that it's Chad James, I don't think there's a more base fan casting than having Kamina be voiced by a guy named Chad.
For real.
This is true.
See, it's interesting to me because I don't hear Chad like in that voice. Like he did a really good job masking himself.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah, it's good.
Really?
You can kind of hear it.
Once I found out, I kind of just all I hear now is.
All right, I'll play it one more time.
Have faith in the Simon that believes in you.
Like
I still
like
can't hear Chad.
Like
I can hear it a little bit.
Like
I can hear it a little
10%, 20% hints of it.
Hear it like rap, but otherwise I still can't hear him.
Yeah, like
I can
hear a little bit.
Like
it's not.
Like I agree that is Chad, but I never in a million years would have guessed that was him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, no one
like,
expected it.
until I like found out, I did not think it was Chad. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, they
You
did.
could have told me
what
that
they-
was Liam, and I would have believed you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did what they did with Shigaraki Mahito, where they revealed that it was Chad who
Yeah,
voiced
like
him.
that all for one voice. Liam,
Yeah,
like,
with all.
after the
Yeah,
episode.
But
Yeah,
by the
yeah.
way, did anyone else in that moment think that instead of him saying masterpiece, I thought that for a second he was gonna say hands off my merchandise.
That would have been funny.
That would have been funny. Yeah.
It's like Grunkle said, hands off the merchandise.
And then
Yeah.
oh my god, this next part, where spiral of emotion just kicks in.
Dude,
It goes into
this
hole in the sky immediately after Giga Drill break.
this
Yeah.
this straight up is rivaling the Giga Bowser, no Giga Bowser, Fury Bowser for like my favorite transformation that we've gotten.
Yep.
Yeah, the will of the drill.
Yeah, it just breaks out, and then.
Oh,
Oh,
and
that's so
I
cool.
love.
It's such a seamless transition.
And I love that they get the scale across by like you can't see Kyle. All you can see is the light emanating from his power. Like that's how you're able to make him out because
It is
he
such a
he
good
is like a speck of a speck compared to what Simone has evolved into right now.
Because of
Yeah.
how big a size is, how immeasurable it is.
God.
So good.
And oh yeah, I love that they still got the text in there as well. And they do so much like with the aesthetic there as well. And oh, this episode is so fucking good.
Yeah.
I love this
Him
scene as
ripping
well.
And then just
Okay.
look how it's animated. It is so good.
And of course the drill is somehow even bigger.
Yeah, I like
This
that.
animation
So
is
good,
so
so good.
good.
Yeah.
Freedom, N equals Y, where what hope and N, well, Jesus.
Righteousness time. No, not times pride. Like it was like minus pride.
Have fun trying to break this one down, Death Battle Wiki.
Like
Yeah.
Boomstick said. And then
They
Kyle's
already
like,
did, actually.
Oh wait.
Oh, I love that Kyle just like smiles. It's like, oh, all right, I'll do you one better.
Wait, but Karen,
No,
Karen,
really-
you missed on the drill. Like on Simone's drill, you can see like names on it. You have to like really like go slow. Yeah, Liam.
Yeah,
There's
Liam. There's Liam.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
cool.
There's Austin.
Austin.
Aaron.
Oh, Aaron, yeah. Oh, that's so fun.
Sam.
Yeah,
literally
they-
this moment.
Dude,
Oh, sorry.
that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, people would expect a moment Kyle would be like, "Oh shit," moment. And
Brandon?
instead, Kyle's like, "Oh hell yeah!"
Yeah, just like,
And then just
it really is an
Goes along
all
with
right, let's do this.
And I
This is-
love that like Kyle
this is
shows
like the
so much
Goku
respect for
moment.
Simone by making his own drill out of the emotional electromagnetic spectrum.
It's so cool.
Combined with the life equation as well.
With the life equation too. And the logos on the back of the drills, I love it.
and then somehow destroying infinity itself.
Okay, so I need to go frame by frame here because like I'm looking for a particular moment. It's literally not even blink and you'll miss it because like it is so hard to see that it's like subliminal messaging at its finest.
Okay.
I'm gonna find it.
I feel like I know what you're trying to find.
Yeah, I think
don't.
I might think you.
All right, now I know.
Oh, I don't think we're gonna find it. Damn it.
What were you look? Was it they're clashing?
There's
Like
a
their heads clashing?
There's a singular frame of their heads clashing. Maybe it's not there. Maybe it's later. Oh, I love that.
Sega does.
The universe just kicks them out.
Yeah, Sega does shows up in the whole Simone comes out of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can. It can. It's like a.
It's very hard to tell. It's like on the
Yeah,
left
it's
side.
really hard to tell. It's like.
Oh,
there
there he is. Look at him.
There he is.
It's confirmation that he won against Chuck Norris.
Hell yeah. Still,
Good.
still
Very
alive.
good.
Honestly, based.
Also, apparently, Among Guys are somewhere hidden around there, but I haven't been able to find them.
Yeah, this is a very cool twist that he was never there for the mech. He was there for Simone all along.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It was me.
Yes,
That's
sir.
Simone. I'm taking
It was
you
me,
away.
Theo.
And brightest day. And black. Oh my god, so hype.
Oh, it's so.
I
you
love
know-
the switch of effects.
It might actually
Yeah, I
be here,
love it.
yeah. Frame by frame. Yes,
Yeah,
okay, this is where it is.
There it is.
Whoa.
Oh, that's cool.
That's so
Wow.
That is so cool looking.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's
cool.
That's like Bowser versus Eggman level.
Yeah,
like,
the
frame by
the
frame, you
sprite
gotta go.
punch. Yeah, I love that the glasses break as well because that happens in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I love how it feels so close here too, because like he loses the drill for a moment. I got like really freaked out for a minute there. Like, oh my god, quick, get it back, get it back, get it back! It's like see, like believe in the Simon that believes in you, but like you're nothing but get your fucking drill, man. You need that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be a hero.
Yeah.
I've seen people say that this face looks doofy, but in my opinion, he got like fucked up.
He just had his face punched in. Why?
Of course he.
In the face.
You get punched in the face and try to look like photogenic after that.
True.
Woodward.
Green Lanterns. Oh, so sick.
Yeah. And then,
so.
Let's do you Crypto's teeth.
Okay.
When one of my friends heard that line, he freaked out.
But I like how with Thor versus Vegeta, we complained about. The dialogue was nothing. The dialogue was nothing but quotes, and then people complained about that. With this episode, a lot of it is just quotes from the show, and everyone loves it.
Oh yeah, because Gurren Lagann is totally the show that like repeats quotes like every other episode. It's hilarious.
It's the Courage the Cowardly Dog of anime.
Yes, absolutely.
That's it. I'm getting me mallet. All right, go on.
Anyway, so like as I was trying to say, I was foreshadowing my opinion on this, and like as I don't know how controversial this is, but everyone's saying it's like a 10 out of 10 to 11 out of 10 favorite of the show. I'd probably give this more of like a 7 or 8.
Ooh.
And you want to know why? My reason personally encapsulated right fucking here, which I'm just gonna say, worst use of a reference that Death Battle has ever done for any episode ever. Specifically the Great Ghost Teeth line. Because if you remember the original context of the line, it's where Kamina punches Simon to help him snap out of his funk and get his will back. Because sometimes you just need to like take the pain in order to maintain your willpower so that you can further resist it. Like, it's a message that I've normally never really liked, but Gurren Lagann has made me understand what that is actually supposed to mean. And then we see it later again. Like, we joked about how, like, no one wants to talk about the Rossi arc, but like, we hear Simon repeating that line to Rossi when he is about to fucking kill himself.
Right.
Literally about to shoot himself. And then that's when, like, it gets in all that it mends their relationship. And then now the Death Battle uses it, it's like you say that right before you fucking kill a guy. Like, the more I think about it, the worse it gets, because it's like, no, that is bastardizing the entire point of a reference, all for the sake of a fucking member berry. And like, I can forget all this, if there wasn't an infinitely better way to incorporate that line right in the exact, with such an easy change. Like, okay, so like, just imagine real quick, you have like, the fight phases out, and then we cut to a shot of Kyle Rayner. I'm at my parking garage right now, so that's why, if you hear noises, that's why. But anyways, we cut to a shot of Kyle Rayner panting his lungs out, genuinely looking to feed it. But then off screen, we hear Simon going, "Let's see you grip those teeth," then punches it back into submission. And then Kyle goes, "All right, Simon, it's just you and I am taking you in." And then the rest plays like normal. But then after Simon like uses the drill to punch Kyle's arm right now. Oh my gosh, I'm parking right now. It's so fucking hard while talking. But he punches that. Then we get to the part where he says, "Damn, Simon, I guess I can see that the super weapon wasn't your mech." And then Simon replies back with, "You're right, it was me." And then punches Kyle and then punches Kyle, and then we get the "you make a good lantern" exchange right there. Now it has cohesion. Now it has build-up. Now the grit those teeth line has a functional fucking purpose that maintains the spirit of the line. There we go. I said my piece. Good fucking night.
Good night, tri-state area. Holy
Yes,
crap.
sir. Yes,
Wow.
sir. And also, like, my parking spot is like the most fucking tiniest thing ever, so you have no idea how much difficulty I'm going through right now while going on that fucking ranch. And like, they also took issue with I also just took general issue with the episode's like constant overuse of quotes, which like I really like the idea of it going from like Ben versus Hal to All Might versus Might guy, and like I can understand using the quotes, but like the worst I could say is that it just felt unnatural, not like absolutely fucking against the context of what they were referencing.
Okay.
And that's my problem with the grit those teeth line.
Yeah,
like, I know I'm like most likely going to be in the minority for this, especially since like this is coming from like the person that still actively dislikes the Helsing of Bridgeline from Dio card. Still my favorite season 8, by the way, but I digress.
I will definitely agree that like that is part like out of all the quotes used for the animation, the "Let's see you grit those teeth" is definitely the most clunky because of like as you said that original context. The reason why I'm willing to, I guess, forgive it is kind of in that same vein as how, like, that line is used in the sense of, like, as a way of, like, signifying, like, someone, like, caring for you even when you're at your lowest. And I kind of see it as, like, Simone is, like, respecting and viewing Kyle as, like, someone that, like, yeah, viewing as someone that as, like, someone that Simone respects. And as such, that's why he's willing to, like, say a line like that. But, like, that's just how I see it.
That's fair.
Yeah, I guess it's just one of those things where it's like I get where you're coming from and all the things you say make sense, but it's just also at the same time such like a little thing. It's like it's such a tiny moment that it doesn't like bother me as much. Well, when it comes to tiny moments specifically, it really is a case by case basis on how much it affects you personally, because. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I said it's more like an 8 out of 10 for me personally. Yeah.
Not because it like ruins the episode or anything.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't want to say like, that's my favorite mech anime. No, I was like, at the end of the day, it's just like a really, really poor use of a reference. Yeah. And it was less just that got 2 points from it, and more that it was just the tipping point to an issue that I was already having with the episode.
Yeah. Well. For me, that moment, I talk about this in my season 5 review. I'm probably one of the only people who, hi, what's up? What's up, boy? I'm probably one of the only people who watched Mario vs. Sonic 2018 and didn't like the let's go moment.
Let's go.
Because I that doesn't feel right for Mario to be like, all right, this is my like cool badass moment. Let's do this like that. I like sure it's a cool line delivery, but it didn't sit right with me personally.
I get it.
So I suppose that like that was enough for me to want to go on a tangent for it. And this was enough for you to want to go on a tangent for it. So, like, believe me, I get it. It just,
Yeah.
It's not enough to affect my overall perception of what we got following it, and also what we get afterwards too. Like, I still think this is probably one of the most beautiful death scenes we've gotten on the show.
Oh, definitely.
But
the quote does make the death like not work nearly as well for me. But like I understand, like I respect the effort.
Like specifically this shot we're about to get here, like that, like seeing like him like going on the informational level just like Nia was.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. That's what.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Wow, I didn't notice that either.
Because that's where he got punched, and it's well, first off, like it's why like when he gets like shattered there. instead of like getting some sort of like Oni-Man, he's like busting through it like super gory and like cutting through it in half.
Well, I mean, there's blood here.
It's like he's drilling through his arm.
It's why his arm like appears there and why it like disappears over here. Like, and also the reason it's glowing there is because he stole the White Lantern. He absorbed its power, the ring itself. That's he took it there in that moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see, like that's why the green ring shows up, not the white ring, because he took the white ring.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah, that's a really good.
Anyways, I'm not gonna leave, but I do need to mute myself for right now because I just got back and have quite a ways to walk towards my apartment because like the parking garage at my place is full and I have to park like a couple blocks away.
Ooh, yeah, I hate it when that happens.
And like I got some heavy fucking shit to carry, so like I'm going on mute. And if I hang up, then that's me like butt dialing the hang up button.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right. Godspeed, brother.
Yeah. Godspeed.
Yeah, and then like shattering reality a bit there as well. Like look, visually stunning. Oh, and like busting through it as well. Like,
yeah, he knocked him out of the White Lantern outfit into green.
Yeah, and so like this
literally.
This is the first time we've seen somebody like informationally like start to disappear. But like he still yeah.
But like think of that like we've had a death like this is like maybe Wall-E versus Sonic.
Maybe.
Probably I don't.
But like he was able to stick around long enough. For one last aura farming pose.
yeah. Also, yeah, that's Origin. That's made by Origin.
For sure.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's one.
I can see Origin all over this.
That right there is one of those things where it's like, if that's the last thing I see before I die, I would consider it a life well spent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that was a good fight. Let's do it again.
That's pretty much what it is. Yeah.
This right here. This is why I consider this like probably the most beautiful death scene we've gotten on the show. Like it's up there with Bowser versus Eggman in terms of just visually being absolutely stunning.
Visually stunning, yeah.
Like all the colors pop, and like Simone still feels like the epicenter, and like the fact that the drill is like spiraling around him, and it's like going into his eye there as well as it's like the light's fading from it.
I noticed.
Make a good lantern.
God, it's so good. And there's the Green Lantern that
voiced by John Mitchell.
You have been chosen.
Yeah, and they also, I like how they leave it kind of ambiguous whether or not Simone will actually accept the ring, kind of like Jonathan versus Tanjiro's ending. But they sort of.
Jonathan. Oh, actually, never mind. Nezuko, we don't know if she took took his hand or not.
Yeah.
Well, you see her claws.
We don't know like how it plays out necessarily.
Yeah.
And so like with Simone, I feel like just who the hell do you think I am? That kind of thing could be interpreted like many different ways, you know? Like it's like do you think this kind of power is beneath me, or maybe it could be like of course I'm gonna take it. Who do you think I am?
Yeah. And I like to think it's the latter.
Do you think I am?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a good callback to like Gurren Lagann, like the way episodes end as well.
Right in the back.
Oh, I love it! I love this episode. It's so good.
It's such a great episode.
Love letter to the community.
Yes, Nancy sunglasses indeed. Woo. So.
And it's like as an episode, I probably wouldn't say like objectively it's not perfect. There are definitely flaws and criticism that can be made with this episode, but like at the end of the day, like the highs are just so high. Like the highs transcend the heavens.
To me, this is the kind of episode where it's how it makes you feel on an emotional level, I think takes precedent over like the fine details like that. Because
like
I mean,
critic in you.
I've seen some animators talking about how you talk about how the art style itself is like kind of inconsistent. and there are many times where it can be like super hyper detailed, and also just like sometimes they can be like a little funky looking with the way hands are drawn, that kind of thing. To me, it's not Mob versus Tatsumaki levels of distracting. Like that one, the art styles like straight up kind of like take me out of the fight sometimes with how different they are. With here, it's cohesive enough to where it doesn't bother me. I can see how it would bother people who animate for a living and who like notice this kind of stuff more. And like I do notice it. It doesn't bother me that much. And I had mentioned it before with the way they looked like right before they were about to punch each other. It at least like the art style differences make sense like sometimes within the context. Like, yeah, they got a little fucked up. Of course his chin is going to look a little longer there. He's going to look a little bit like a horse because he got punched in the face.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So that's why, and also just like the visual effects in general, like even though like the character designs like aren't super consistent, the direction of the aesthetic is like it has that comic book thing going the whole time, like the way letters appear for each of the transformations, like how vibrant space pops out, and how much they are able to incorporate like different layers to all the different forms that pop out, especially Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, like that right there.
That made me pop off.
Like I meant it when I said it earlier, like that and the Fury Bowser transformation are two of the best like transformation sequences like this show has done. Oh my God. Yeah, yes, and the Kamina appearance as well. It was it was a very brilliant use of like bringing that in. Like, and I still like I never ever would have guessed that Chad voiced him. Like that is so cool.
Oh yeah,
that
100%.
They found a way to do that.
For sure. That threw me for a loop once I found out Chad was doing the voice. I'm like, really? That's crazy.
Like, wait, what?
When I saw that it was Chad and John in additional voices, I assumed that it was like, oh, like maybe they're overlaid voices to like add a neat effect to the ring. But no, it's just John voicing the ring, and it's Chad voicing Kamina. So, and I learned that here, thanks to you guys. Appreciate y'all.
You're welcome.
Mention it, man.
And I like how they say see the lead animator's channel. They gave Zach a big shout out there. Hell yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That's good for him.
Yeah, Zach and Liam, like these two have been like absolutely at the top of their game lately. Between this and Ghost Rider versus Spawn, oh, so good.
Yep.
So yeah, honestly, I've said pretty much everything I have to say about this episode. Like that's about as in depth as I can possibly get, other than just saying giant drills go burr, believe in the me that believes in you. Tom versus Wiley, I hope it's even better.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, even just from like the few screenshots we've seen Luis like show on like Death Battle Cast, like we can tell he's cooking.
Oh
He's
yeah.
cooking.
Oh yes.
So,
Absolutely cooking.
So I guess yeah, we're oh my god, we're over 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah.
So,
I remember we started like at 4.
Okay,
I'm not surprised that this is the longest reaction, but it's not even close. So if you guys want to go ahead and go through your closing thoughts like quickly, since I've had you here for a while, you can go ahead.
Okay.
Like whoever wants to go.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
I'll say this. This is I'm being dead ass when I say this. This is my favorite DC episode in Death Battle, and I'm not even joking. Like originally that go to Goku Black vs. Flash, which I don't have to explain why, but dude, this transcended my expectations through the roof. And I love these characters. I love Kyle Rayner more than I did usually, and now I'm actually collecting comics, and I'm preparing to watch Gurren Lagann. It's perfect. I love it, and I'm gonna be cosplaying as him. So yeah, I love this episode, and I love every animator that did all the hardest. I could tell they cooked with this, and it inspires me to become a better animator. Just this right here, like look at this.
The posing.
It's just perfect.
The
and anyway, that's what I gotta say.
Okay, so I can.
Go ahead.
Sorry, my audio is.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Just talk.
Okay, so I'm being dead ass. This is my new favorite episode.
Ooh.
Right above Bowser Egg. Like, everything about it is so good, though. The source wall, the life equations, and the scene where they punch the crap out of each other. Just like, I have a hard time thinking about this episode. Even though I wanted some, and they give Kyle a lot of respect. That's why I won. Like, even though I'm glad Simone won, I'm just glad they gave Kyle a lot here.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why I really wanted this episode.
I think
It ended it perfect. The communist scene, oh my god. It's a super, and the intended super girl Lagan is just so perfect, though. Especially with the tear in the sky at the moment there.
It goes into the running theme of how both sides, like, nobody's ever like trying to like attack each other or anything. Like, it is mutual respect has been the big running theme of this episode, even during the waiting period. And it was really good to see that shine through in the episode itself.
Right.
Yeah. I'm going to have a hard time deciding if I like this more than Bowser Eggman or Shigaraki Mahito. Because right now, those are my two. Because those are my two favorite ones right now. But like this one is really giving them a run for their money. It's gonna take a lot of a lot of pondering on my part. And I swear it. The fact that they're both Moro episodes is a coincidence. They just happen to be that good.
Yeah.
Wait, are we still recording?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. I've been waiting 2 weeks to talk about this. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Just normal thoughts about the episode. It's fantastic. The analyses for both Simone and Kyle are great. The fight, immaculate. Track, incredible. However, there is one thing that happens in the fight that I was told about, and I'm mind blown by it. So during the source, when Simone breaks through the source wall, and can you just skip to that part real fast?
Oh yeah. I wanted to show off some of the panel editing, but fair enough.
Sorry. It's at like 1836.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah. Just gonna let it go a little bit more. There is pause it there. There is an impact frame. Let me show you the impact frame. I'll post it in VC by Text Champions.
What if I can?
Alright then.
Alright. Check that. You can show it up.
Oh yeah, I've heard about this.
Shit.
Okay. Yes. You can kind of see a bunch of names. Look at the top left middle. Like zoom in. Look.
Alright.
Yep, there I see Hunt.
Yep. Origin put me in this death battle. He put me and a bunch of friends in this my friends in this death battle because we're friends with them on the server.
God!
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh my god!
Yeah.
I heard about that.
I can see
earlier.
Hyper, Gumball.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
man.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Just the fact that Origin did that, I had no idea about this. So when I found out about this, like, I was shocked. To say this is nothing more than an honor is an understatement. And it's partially the reason why this has become my favorite death battle ever of all time. So to Origin, if you see this, I've told you this a million times in chat. Thank you for this. It's so crazy.
I only have one major complaint though about this moment.
What's that?
Where the fuck am I, Origin?
Nemesis said the same thing.
I've only played a couple of games with them, so I wouldn't really expect them to know me all that well. But still, it's Huntimis. It's really good honor.
Is it?
Proud of you.
Does Origin? Does he have his own server?
No,
he just joins the server.
No, there's a friend server that I'm a part of, and he's a part of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And that's why you see like a bunch of other names like Lost and
I am
I'm still waiting for my invite on that one.
I am not in that server, so that.
Yeah, still waiting for my invite on that
Listen,
one, but
I
I'm
need
not
to
gonna
say
go
something.
there.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be cringe and request to be invited. So
Obviously.
I'll if it happens, it happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I would talk to them to see if we can try. and
No,
get you in,
but like congratulations, man. This is
Yeah.
like you know what? This is how I fucking this is how I felt when we paused on my name during the Bill
Yeah,
versus Discord reaction.
That's literally what I was thinking. Like,
same thing.
so, yeah, just like if you were to tell me ever that I would be in a death battle, especially in this death battle,
like how?
Like, yeah, exactly. How? Like fucking how?
By the way, shout out to my boy Levi. Levi also got shouted out as well.
Yeah, Levi. There's a few other mods. Origin DJ's there.
Mr. Levitation, also Mr. Bill Cipher on my channel.
But Huntimis, you definitely deserve it. Like you're a very creative person. Hell, you even inspired me to make my own profile pic.
Aw.
I literally made from scratch. I'm proud of you, man. You deserve it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course.
Listen.
I'm just.
There we go. Oh,
If there's
yeah.
Hello, Clock.
Hi, Clock.
We're discussing the cameo image.
Yeah.
Yeah. This just this impact frame and like even without the names, it's so cool looking, man.
This was made by Origin too. He made this impact frame.
Literally.
He made like it's literally a link and you miss it. But when Origin showed us like all the images, including this one, my mind just fucking exploded. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And still so surreal that this happened.
This is one of those moments where it reminds you of the type of people that work on Death Battle.
And
it's how it's like passion fueled, and just like the people behind it are just like incredible human beings at the end of the day. That they would want to give like shout outs to people like this.
Like never in a million, like I have never been more proud to be a Death Battle fan than right at that moment.
Same.
For
real.
It's great. Okay, I think I said all I wanted to say. Everyone else can go on and talk.
Clockboxer says I'm not here.
Okay,
did you have anything else you wanted to say?
Listen, I need to go back to one.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's during the fight. It's during the fight.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, go back a bit. Go back a little. Go back a. No, okay, no. You almost no.
Is there like a certain scene that?
It's after the source swap. It's after the source swap.
Why'd you tell me to go back then?
Sorry. Okay.
What the fuck?
Okay, stop. This scene right here is the one that made like this episode so much. Just the moment he's overwhelmed by the equation, and then immediately the comment is that hits so many levels for me. Like especially during series for me. Like I feel like similar to how he breaks out the most labyrinth. It feels similar to that.
That's what we talked about, that how there are a lot of parallels to that scene, and like this is also Jonathan's favorite moment.
I never thought about that connection.
And
that makes him breaking out the scenes just so more impactful.
And like they do such a good job like covering that in the analysis segments as well to make it hit even further.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why I have this episode in such high regard, is the synergy between the fight and the analysis segments. Because I said it before and I'll say it again, Liam really is at the top of his game right now. It has been hit after hit with him. And
it's like it hits you at an emotional impact. Like you can just feel it as like
literally,
absolutely.
Like if any character was to deserve a I like how Kamina is on the same level of all for one now.
Yeah.
Never even thought of it like that. That's hilarious.
He serves essentially the same exact purpose in the fight as all for one.
I found an impact frame.
Are you gonna post it in VC by text? Champions?
Yeah, I'm gonna take like a little like a photo. I'll be there.
All right.
Okay.
I don't know why I had to leave to do that, but okay.
I don't know either, but also side note. Sorry if I sound a little toxic back there when they say origin. Where was my invite and just all that?
Oh
just...
no! It was all sarcasm. It's all in good fun.
Yeah. Or no, Nemesis Bloodreich said the exact same thing when he brought up the impact frame.
Look, how fucking I would have to have some kind of audacity to be like, where's my cameo after the Bill versus Discord fiasco? Like, I should I'll be living off the stonks of that for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, here we go.
There's the headbutt frame. Yeah.
Oh, you found it.
Version of it.
We've been trying to. Yeah, we were trying to find that. We were trying to find that for a while.
Where did you what was the time code for that?
Go back again, cause like, hold on. It's definitely when the Drills clash. Okay.
Was it when they punched each other?
No, he's talking about when the Giga Drills.
When the Drills clash.
When the Giga Drills clash.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I remember.
All right, I'm gonna try again. Okay, I could do this.
And
I wonder if there was an impact for. Whoa.
Life equals eternity, self-infinity? Oh, self equals infinity.
Yeah, it's when the Drills clash.
Yeah.
The Drills clash.
Okay.
It's when they hit each other.
Okay.
Put it on 12 by speaker. The only way you can find.
Frame by frame. Yeah, there it is. There it is. All right.
Let's go.
All right, this
we got it.
All right, this is the thumbnail right here.
Yeah, post the thumbnail.
Woo!
We did it.
So good. So guys, we did it.
Yeah.
It's so brilliant. So brilliant.
Does Behemoth, do you want to get your thoughts in on the episode? Because I don't know if you went.
Yeah, we're sort of going around right now.
Yeah. I guess if you want to be last Clouded, I'll go next.
Yeah, that's completely fine. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think a lot of my larger thoughts were said throughout this reaction, but really good analyses, really good fight that really captures why I love both characters. Really good conclusion that explains everything, wraps up everything in a nice bow, like why Simone wins the next time is hype. And to summarize just how much this episode impacted, just left an impact. My friend group, who they're not that big of versus debaters as me and my other friend, but they were so hype about this episode. They love this episode just as much that we're doing right now a Gurren Lagann watch party.
Ooh,
that's
nice.
awesome.
Being able to show my friends, not only what makes Simone so cool, but why Gurren Lagann as a series is so special and just so great. It's it's amazing. It's so awesome, and it all ties back to just how great of an episode Death Battle produced.
Yeah, Gurren Lagann is the definition of it hits different.
Yeah,
it really does.
It does.
It's on a whole other level.
Point.
And sorry, what was that? Yeah. I mean, is Behemoth, is that with IRL friends or with
IRL? Yeah, IRL.
Nice. That makes it even more special.
I got an idea.
That makes it even more special, in my opinion.
It really does. Yeah. No offense to y'all though. Y'all are still great.
No, it's okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's all good.
I had an idea. This has crossed my mind. So we just get a trailer for next time. Let's an Avatar watch party.
An Avatar watch party?
An Avatar Avatar's in The Last Airbender?
Yeah, we'll watch the Shyamalan movie. It'll be great.
Yeah, I watched
No.
Shyamalan.
No.
At that point, just pour bleach in my eyes. I just rather.
No, yeah.
I'll stuff that manga right in your face.
You might as well just pry my eyes out with a spoon.
God.
So.
Clouded. Do you have any final thoughts as well?
Okay. So this matchup was in my top 10, and I'm just so happy with how the episode came out. I loved everything about it. The analyses were so fun, and just seeing two characters that I really love getting represented on Death Battles was so cool. I love Simone. Okay. I love Simone in this battle. He's like one of like the best parts about it. But I gotta say, I kind of really liked Kyle more a little bit in this battle because Kyle Rayner is such an underrated DC character in my opinion. Because like
Agreed.
he's really not. He doesn't really get that much like stuff to like be in DC, and so him getting this moment to shine in this fantastic battle is just it's so good. It's so amazing.
You said it better than I ever could.
Yeah, and it's just like I'm so happy that this episode I think it's like number 11 for me. Like it's gonna creep into my top 10. I just don't know where to place it. But like either way, such an amazing episode. I'm so excited for Tom versus Wiley. Sans versus Judge next time for Tom versus Wiley. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What about
100% agree.
Remake?
It could be Hulk versus Godzilla. We'll see.
Maybe.
Maybe Hulk finally get a good episode. I don't know. That's.
Well, the thing is, with after Tom Wiley, it's episode 199, and then 200.
Oh no! After Tom versus Wiley is 198.
No. Tom Wiley is 197. Then it's 198, 199, and then 200.
Never mind then.
Yeah.
Retract that previous statement.
We're close. We are close.
We're getting very close.
The thing is, though, it's seeming like it's not going to be Ash versus Yugi, so.
I'm telling you.
And it's up in the air if it's Ruby versus Maka right now.
Might be Aang Traveler, I'm telling you.
Aang Traveler would be a really stupid 200.
Yeah, no, that'd be a weird choice for 200.
It would be really stupid.
Next episode.
Maybe.
Tom
The reason I'm saying Hulk versus Godzilla is because that's what Devil said he's working on right now.
Yeah. With Dave and Luis, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's purely what I'm going off of.
Yeah, I think that the fact that the episode's in active development, that makes me think that's probably going to be our next 3D episode.
Probably. Yeah. Did somebody say 3D? 2D. All right, I think that's unless there's anybody who wanted to get a final thing out.
Yeah.
Hamburger.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm back. Had to take an extra trip because it's raining. Of course it is. But anyways, I know I said it was more like, I know I said my thoughts in the episode were more akin to a 7 or an 8, but just know it is absolutely closer to an 8 and might even bump up to a very low 9 if after seeing all of these like smaller details that they snuck in and how many fun little Easter eggs and how much effort was put into it. That may change, but for now, I think it's like an 8 or like at the very lowest a super high 7.
Totally fair.
But we'll see how things change. We'll see.
Beautiful episode.
This was fun. Honestly.
This was a great episode.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I think that's the best way we can describe this episode. It's just good. It's
10 out of 10
very
does not
good.
do enough justice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if this becomes an 11 for me.
Yeah, it's number 1. It is number 1.
Yeah, Tom versus Wiley, I will be surprised if it's anything but an 11 because of how much I've been looking forward to that one and how important it is to me. But we will get into that next time. So thank you all so much for joining us. If you sat through this entire reaction, you are a bona fide champion, my friend. And I hope you all enjoyed the video as much as we did. And be sure to stay tuned for the next video. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
See you guys.